have been picking it up, but it's been very situational. We've
seen him use heroes like a Kagura as well, so he's definitely not averse to playing the more aggressive heroes that can just 1v1 and then take over that mid lane control. Along with the Grok, as you mentioned, Mirko, they can definitely contest on the prio and allow that high roam playstyle that onic can use to shut down all these strong laners from the side of Malvina's game.
Looking at the draft right now, I mean, here's the thing. We gotta look at numbers. These numbers don't lie. Joe hasn't been doing well, so Malvina's gaming picking out the Joe, I'm kind of iffy because again, it is one of those very high mechanical heroes. If you can execute it, then you got a lot of TikTok moments. It looks great, but if you don't, then your team is really gonna suffer. And something interesting about Lolita, man, every single World Series, like, it's never like super top tier, but Worlds comes in and suddenly Lolita is the most reliable roamer you can use, like a lot of damage, good setup, very easy to set up. So something about Lolita, man, but it looks like on it they're gonna finish off their draft with the Valentina as well as the Franco. So EXP Grok?
EXP Grok for Boots, which is an interesting way to actually go at it, to use this draft. All right, I'm looking at it right now. It's pretty cool, bro, right? It's a good composition. They have solid pick. They have pretty good team fight with the AoE, but my main concern now is how is this Wan going to go up against the carry, who's been really good, and a Luo Yi. That's actually pretty solid. I really like the Luo Yi pick here up against a lot of melee that onic have drafted for themselves. That's a lot of damage, my guy.
I'm sorry, but I gotta say, if they play it well, they can win mid and they can definitely put pressure in the jungle because Joe is strong level 1, Louis is strong level 2. Just get Louis to level 2 and then force fights because even though Valentina is very strong and with her passive, she gets to the level very fast, but a lot of crowd control makes it so that even if you can do damage, even if you can dash around, if you're not moving, it really doesn't matter.
And look at the composition as well. The wave clear coming in from both these teams. You can see that they want to contest that early pressure. And I think level 2 and level 3 is going to be absolutely bloody in this particular match. Both teams have the heroes available to try and go for those big pickoffs or those big skirmishes with the whole team involved.
Let's see if that happens early on here in match number 1. As both Onic Esports and Malvinas Gaming, they've drafted a very aggressive draft. Let's head on over to the Land of Dawn for match number 1.
In match number 1, man, I'm looking at the mid lane. How are they really going to play this out? Especially because we saw Franco yesterday, especially with the Legend skin, but he's not using the Legend skin. This is a nerf. He should have used the Legend skin, man, because somehow the hook rate with that is like, what, like 80%? It's insane when you use the Legend skin on this Franco.
It's definitely a buff if you use that particular skin. We saw Mara pop off on that Franco pick, but here in the early game, against a Cho and a Luo Yi, it's going to be very difficult because there's not a lot of burst damage available for the side of onic Esports. In a prolonged fight, maybe something can be done here, but right now, Keyboy is just zoning Steve away, ensuring that the jungle denial does not happen yet again.
Yeah, jungle denial is very important, but right now, looking at MVG as well as Onic, it's look like they're not really forcing anything just yet. So maybe because even they see this as a very high risk kind of play, they're playing it a little bit slow. But again, I kind of want to see MVG really picking it up. Once Prince Fran hit level 4 or once it gets to 2 minutes, I want to see them make a play. If not, they're just giving Kyrie way too much space, man.
And right now in the gold lane, CW is doing pretty well for himself. He's zoning away Yokru, and without any assistance, it's going to be very difficult for this carry to try and get anything. So already onic displaying a higher level of macro, but look at the mid lane though. Kyrie is playing with fire.
It's his signature hero, man. It's his favorite hero to play, and we get to finally see it here at the world stage. But I do want to actually talk a little bit more about that gold lane matchup, because hey, that's my main hero too. Me and CW, we're brothers. CW, Wan. up against the carry, you do have a winning lane. It comes down to a bit of a skill matchup, right? It's definitely advantageous for the 1-1, but as long as you dodge from the spinning light wheel from the carry, you're all good to go. You could just all in, and there's nothing Jokru can really do if he's solo. And CW has actually manipulated the wave so well to get a level advantage here early on to put on even more pressure towards the gold lane while his team sets up for the turtle.
Right now, looking at the situation, Malvinas Gaming is they're really trying to get this turtle. And Harley, I want to see if he can actually get a very big pull with his skill 1 and skill 2 combo. But looking at it, man, it looks like onic, they're actually splitting their own attention, because at the bottom lane, Keyboy is waiting for carry to make a mistake. So it looks like onic, they're being slightly passive. They just want to establish vision and then try to see if they can use that vision to set up some kind of kill for themselves. They're not really looking at the turtle, they're just looking at kills.
They seem to be trying to make sure that Jolkru needs to walk up and then want to engage on him using Keyboy on that Franco. But Jolkru has been very patient, just leaving farm out. And now Steve seems to be the main target for the side of onic.
Steve gonna be caught there by the bloody hunt, and that's first blood over to onic Esports. And it's one of the worst targets for onic Esports to get a kill on, right? It's CW on that 1-1, a signature pick, and you could already see the rotations here from onic. They're going pretty aggressive.
Yeah, like I said, right now it looks like they're not really thinking of objectives. They're just trying to rack up some kills, and I kind of feel like they're playing for the mid game. The early stages of the game, they kind of don't care so much. So I'm looking at the second or third turtle for onic to really show their true colors. Because for now, looks like CW got caught.
What a brilliant use of that ultimate from the Lo Yi. Getting to the back, not giving vision at all. And Stiff is here over in the gold lane, using the way to Dragon to lock Keyboy up. And it's another kill over to Prince Fran. 2 kills on the board as Rian rotates back down to save his turret. But man, MVG, they're utilizing the Lo Yi so well.
It's a clean performance. That is such a creative use. And on the other side, you even see Dragon rotate to the mid lane to ensure that the lanes are all still being controlled. So Malvinas showing a lot of macro gameplay here, matching onic in that department. That is definitely a very impressive feat.
Hey, that's what I want to see, but I want to see more of it, because if you understand where onic is around the map, you have a lot of ways to control onic with the Cho, with the Lu Yi, and then if everyone's controlled, because looking at Prince Friend, he's not going for a tanky build. He's using the mage emblem, so this is a damaged Karina. So as long as no one really hits her, she could potentially get the first Savage of M4.
First Savage of N4. It's a tall order, but Malvinas might be able to make it happen. We'll have to see how the fights play out, because so far it's been skirmishes. In the big, massive team fights, I do think that Malvinas has, in a way, better of a composition. More crowd control, more AoE. onic seems to be a lot more geared towards the skirmishes.
And you know, to add on to that, we said it, onic Esports in the draft have been struggling a bit. We saw it against Todak, and now we're seeing it again against Malvinas. Kyrie going to be able to steal the purple buff away, and in the gold lane, we're seeing a gank already with Jokru flickering out, but still getting hit by the bloody hunt as Rian brings him back with a knockout strike right there, and Stiff is going to be able to actually go up, zone the other members away while CW takes the turret. Prince Fran going to be there, Keyboy gets a massive hook, but there's no follow-up from onic Esports. Both teams back away, and onic finally get that gold lead back into their hands.
Honestly, looking at this game right now, I do want to ask Arashi, where I'm looking at both gold laners, the 1-1 as well as the carry. If we really go towards, like, I don't know, like a 17-minute game, which one is like more prevalent in the late game in this current meta? Is it still the 1-1 or is it the carry?
I think carry will be doing a lot more damage, considering that in team fights, the damage isn't really reliant on combos and on skills, right? As long as Jolkru is auto-attacking, basic attacking again and again, that damage will eventually stack up. And in the late game with full items, that is a lot of damage for both any squishy member or the tanky member. But if onic Esports want to actually get CW popping off on that 1-1, they need like a proper setup, a proper engage. And now it does seem like they're attempting to make something happen.
Keyboy is looking for it right now, man. They can see it. They go for the hook. Steve is going to be caught by the bloody hunt as well. And that's the pick-off composition that onic Esports have built for themselves, right? We mentioned it. In the team fights, they might not be able to actually face off against Malvinas Gaming. But when it comes down to the team fights here, the pick-off potential, Keyboy finds A hook onto Prince Fran. Kyrie jumps in, gets a shadow kill in with the killing spree, and it is just Kyrie going back and forth. 2 kills on the board by Keyboy. That's the setup.
Dude, that was amazing. Like, okay, fine. Legend skin, no legend skin. It looks like the hooks are being very, very cooperative for today, and that is very, very smart because he flanked to the side because, okay, I got to make sure they don't see this coming, and that was an amazing play. 1.6K goal lead. Onic is ahead, but again, they're ahead because they're able to kind of like split the fight off, and that's great. If they go for a team fight, it might not be so good. So as long as they keep their focus, this could be their game.
Well, Harley's going to be caught there as Drian is able to flank all the way. CW is looking for one more. Way too aggressive. Gets picked off in the process as Kyrie has been going onto the turtle, just poking it down, picking it up for his team. Keyboy now caught. Going to be brought back by his team, but has the flicker. Dragon very, very close from that iron hook. Is going to be able to back off, though.
That was a very creative engage using the stolen teleport coming in from Drian, just getting all the way behind Malvinas Gaming and then using their own weapons against themselves. Unfortunately, as we saw earlier, CW was just a bit overeager to make that kind of play happen, but Keyboy is already yet again on the hunt. He has his sights set on Jokru.
Jokru going to be targeted down here as Kyrie jumps in, uses the shadow kill over to Jokru, but the RNG does not favor him. It's still going to be Jokru, Coleman down. Keyboy running away as CW pops across Boltang onto Harley. Not going to be able to find that, and it's actually CW who gets taken down. Dragon still hunting, but that's the way the Dragon's stolen away by Drian, kicking Dragon back, and to actually disengage from this. Kyrie still doing all that he can with those quad shadows, but it is just going to be a stalemate. Both teams backing off, no more kills on the board.
Yeah, looking at that situation, I gotta say, man, because CW, it looks like he can reliably trigger the ult, but he's got to be careful of his positioning because more often than not, when everyone else is backing away, CW is going in front, and that is flashy. You know, like you want to get those crazy kills, but it looks like the damage is not there just yet. He's got to be a little bit mindful about when he goes in and where he positions himself.
Well, let's take a look at the instant replay for the previous fight. It all began with that play onto Jokru, and unfortunately for onic, it just took a bit too long for that kill to be secured.
Yeah.
But they were still able to secure the kill, and CW goes for this play, but he lands way too close in the midst of 3 members of Malvinas. And as you mentioned, Lofel, I think that with this composition, CW can play a bit more reactive and use the crossbow of Tang as an outplay tool instead of an offensive tool, and maybe he'll have a lot more success in surviving these big team fights.
Well, once again, we're going to have to see how this plays out.
no
CW
way.
is going to be able to catch them, but it's going to be CW who's the one who gets slain. Keyboy in the midst of it all going to be taken down as well. Prince Fran, oh my god! Almost just fading it right amount of time for Drian to pick up a kill, but Drian now is able to actually maneuver out. Kyrie jumps in with a double kill, goes in for the shadow kill to pick up a triple, and Kyrie gets it done for onic Esports.
I gotta say, man, like that looked cool, but I gotta say, mistake from Dragon. He used the split play. He should have stayed close to his team because Kyrie was aiming for just one person. If Dragon was there actually was a situation where Malvinas Gaming could have gotten more kills, but either way, great engagement from Malvinas Gaming, but now Kyrie is using this opportunity to try and start the Lord, but it looks like Dragon is not going to let him do that.
Dragon on the glue, man. We're going to have to see how much time he buys for his team as he goes in for that split, but all the way this points. Oh my god, again! It's Prince Fran who comes in clutch and saves the day. onic Esports have nowhere to go right now, but Dragon's going to be taken down. It's a shadow kill over to Harley, as now Malvinas have to move back. The iron hook does not connect. It's going to be the way the Dragon locking Prince Fran down, and that's a double kill picked up by Drian, the Lord as well. Drian is an absolute monster as he's looking to claim a maniac, but Keyboy, his own teammate, says no, I want some time too.
And just like that, that's a wipe out for onic. What? That was so insane, man. The Malvinas were able to actually get the initial advantage. CW was picked off, but it doesn't even matter. With all the resources already used in that team fight, onic were able to just and just wipe the whole floor with Malvinas Gaming. Kyrie on cleanup duty has been so intelligent with when he goes into these fights.
Yeah, this does show a little bit of experience because onic, the moment they saw the engagement coming in from Malvinas, they just backed off. And Malvinas kind of didn't get the message because their HP was below half, way below half, and they still tried to fight it out. And I kind of feel like that was the biggest mistake. Looking at the player head-to-head now, CW as well as Joe Crew, the average KDA for CW as well as gold per minute is looking much better, and the average damage per minute, even though he keeps getting ganked, he makes sure he deals the damage before he gets taken down.
He's actually been kind of like that tank, right? He's the one baiting out all the
yeah.
resources, and Drian has been the carry with Kyrie. As now, they are going to make their way for themselves towards that mid lane with the Lord, who's trying his best to just delay that Lord push with that top lane being pushed in. Dragon still buying some time, jumps in with his plate, but he got his key boy! My goodness gracious! With an iron hook out of nowhere out to Harley, as Kyrie jumps into the back line with a shadow kill, and that's gonna be Stiff falling down as well. Prince Fran's gonna be taken down with a crossbow tang, and it's translated over to Dragon. onic Esports with a 9.7k gold lead. They're gonna go for Dragon before they end the game. Now they're still going for it. The winner truncheon was popped in, but it's a wipe out for onic Esports as they seal their first win at M4.
Congratulations to onic Esports for winning the first match of the day. And looking at the game, like, this is the thing about Mobile Legends. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And it looks like Malvinas Gaming, they kind of like let go of the gas a little bit too soon going up against onic.
And I think in a way, right, in the mid game, it's almost like the opposite. We saw two fights of Fell where they were so low, and yet they pursued, they thought they had onic on the run, but onic, they just know exactly what the situation was. They turned it back around. It happened one too many times, and in the top class, top tier of Mobile Legends, one moment is all it takes.
It is all it takes, and
One moment.
one Kage is all it takes too, because Drian, oh my god. What a performance by Drian, man. A lot of people have been saying that, hey, Drian's great, but Sans might just be that better mid laner. So far, Drian, one game, one win.
Hey, you know, in my live stream where I called you, I even said I prefer Drian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way. And again, looking at this game, I kind of like the potential where you understand what is not enough. Because looking at the way onic played just now, in the mid game, they kind of understood, why are we losing? Oh yeah, because when we clumped up, we are always, in Malaysia we say rapat kaya silaturahim, where we get just so close together, and that's kind of not good actually, because everyone's stunned up. So they just kite, and Malvina's game is like, oh, they're scared, we're gonna go in front, but it was actually a bait.
Yeah. I think they utilized their pick-off composition really well, but early on, they forgot about it, right? It almost seems like they forgot about it because they were clumping up so much with this pick comp. Finally, though, in the mid-game, like you mentioned, they understood the assignment. They remembered, hey, this is what the coaches drafted the composition for.
Never stay near me.
Never stay near me. I can't let you get close.
Considering the AoE, the combo that's available for Malvinas, you saw that in that Lord fight, they used the bulk of their spells to try and ensure that CW is gone. And yes, he was. But guess who has about 6 to 7 kills on the side of onic? It's Kyrie and Drian, and with them not being locked down by any kind of spell, not being pressured by any kind of damage, they just completely went in full aggression, and there was no solution at all.
There were glimpses of brilliances though. Like, I mean, look at how Harley was able to use that Luoyi, man. I love the diversions. Those plays were absolutely amazing. And the thing is, I think they did that a bit too much because it then became readable.
Right. I mean, you do it once, it's surprising. You do it again and again, it becomes a bit of a pattern. And speaking of patterns, let's take a look at the item builds for both these teams. Of course, Joel Crew at this point has all the damage here. Well, not all the damage, but the core items, the Demon Hunter Sword and the Golden Staff is available. And Prince Fran actually goes for the Winter Truncheon quite early here. Presumably going for a bit of an outplay, because against pick compositions, having that stasis will allow you to actually outplay a lot of the burst damage that is time sensitive, that needs to be outputted very, very fast. But on the other side, take a look at Boots with his itemization. He goes full damage, full aggression, and I think the idea was to be able to have enough damage to clear the wave. And if you look at this particular match, he was able to match Glue, the very oppressive hero, in clearing and in roaming around. So I think this is a way to counter this Glue pick.
No, and we got to put into consideration, right? Grog, the more physical attack he has, it translates into physical defense. So it's really not that big of a deal to handle with them. He just needs one magic resist item, the shield, to make sure that once he gets caught, it's really not that big of a deal, especially because he does have the flicker, he does have the wild charge. So in case if he does get himself in a very, very bad situation, he could just bounce, he could just jump away, no problems. We're going to look at the post-game stats here because I want to look at the team fight participation. Because Harley 100%, and like you guys said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 5 to 4 or 6 times, then that's a scam. I'm not falling for another scam.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They got
Trademark,
scammed
by the way.
once.
That's my word.
Trademark, right?
Trademark, yeah.
I say that a lot as well.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, fool me once. I keep messing it up. Let's not do that here.
He's scared to do it at the world stage, dude. But Kyrie was definitely not scared to pull off his signature hero at the world stage. Number 1 in terms of GPM. Number 1 in terms of damage. Kyrie.
And Kiboy, of course, on that Franco, being able to enable the team so early in the game. And in that late game, right, he just knows how to actually find those picks when Malvinas is in that base defense situation. But for Malvinas, Prince Fran also has 100% teamfight participation. And if we look at the stats, honestly, damage dealt is 40k off. It's not massively different. It's just the fact that with the pick-off, with the burst available for onic Esports, it just comes in and secures the kill so much more reliably. But before that, let's take a look at the MVP for this game.
Guesses.
Kyrie. Kyrie.
Yeah, let's go Kyrie.
All right,
Why
2
not?
Kyries, and I'll say, you know what, Kyrie too. He got everything done, but hey, you know, sure, Kyrie, he got the spotlight, right? He got all those kills, but who set it up?
Yes.
The boy himself,
The
not
key
the man,
boy.
the key boy.
He's
Who
the
needs
key.
a man when you have a boy? Wait,
Exactly.
Wait. Hold up.
His hooks were really good. Like that last one, he got Louis. Oh, what a great
I feel
hook.
like
out of nowhere.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like not so good, man, because he wasn't using that skin.
Okay, Rashi. Now you're biased towards the skin.
Like, he
I can't blame you.
Can
Now
blame
you
me?
gotta buy the skin for him.
Ooh.
Yes.
For Kiboy?
That's gonna be a
For
treatment
Keyboy.
for Keyboy, yeah.
Sure, I guess.
So for Keyboy, stay back. Rashi wants to give you the skin, all right?
See
So
if we can make it happen. Anyways, it's a great performance, and in the early stages, he was also part of the reason why Malvinas has to be on their toes, because again and again, he would spend his time just sitting in a bush, and it looks like he's almost borderline AFK, but
Yeah.
he is putting a lot of pressure onto Malvinas in a weird way by not being seen, because now they keep second guessing. Is he in this bush? Has he moved away? And you can see that Joku, for example, in the gold lane, he is forced to just sit back so far away, and that allows onic to get that rotation advantage.
And you know, I like how Keyboy actually played the Franco, right? Because a lot of Francos will just throw their hooks out of
Yeah.
nowhere. They just keep on looking for that crazy hook. But Keyboy, sometimes he knows how much of a threat he is just standing there menacingly.
But I kind of like the way that you said just now how Franco is played, because even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Oh.
So, right, you just throw it out and hope for the best. And I gotta say, if Franco becomes meta, I kind of don't like it. I don't like going up against Franco because it's so annoying. And looking at the way Keyboy is playing, he is very annoying. Now, we got to talk about the highlights now, because in the early stages of the game, onic, they were caught by surprise quite a few times, but once they couldn't find the bushes to actually surprise onic, they're just like, we know what to do, we know where guys are gonna come from, and we're gonna fight back.
And this is the situation we've been talking about, right? Will onic rely on Kyrie, or will they rely on CW? And in this game, Malvinas seems to be putting all their effort to ensuring that CW does not get out of
Yeah, look
control,
at this fight.
denying him, just bursting him down. But afterwards, right, we talked about the possibilities, the flexibilities from onic, and they just rely on Drian and Kyrie. And look at the play. It's just so well timed, right? It's not just very flashy and very quick. It's when he comes in, when he uses each spell to get the most value out of it. That is what makes Kyrie such a menace to deal with in those big team fights, despite being an assassin. And of course, Keyboy, the MVP, man, making sure that the mage of all people is taken out, and that is no wave clear available for Malvinas. That means that the game is over for Malvinas Gaming.
Yeah, and in the highlights, the second last team fight, those are the kind of highlights that the coach will just record and show the entire team, because Joel Crew was so far in front and he saw the Grok, and this is a damaged Grok. Blade of Despair as well as Blade of Heptases, you know the damage from the Wild Charge is going to be huge, and then he just took it. Dragon, virtually no HP, went in front, And then Keyboy's just like, I guess quad shadow first kill, double kill? Like, it's one of the easiest kills that he got. And that was a very big mistake where they really could have won there, got the Lord ended, but that kind of mistake really throws the game in the favor of your opponents.
Comes down to experience, right? When we're talking about a game or a moment like that, the experience shines, and Drian was able to really capitalize. Hey, thank you, man. We're shining right now, but two teams will be shining as well very, very soon for our next match. We got a banger of a first match to start the day off with a lot to shine, a lot to show. But again, for the second match of the day, we're going to see Incendio Supremacy face off against the Cambodian representatives, Burn X Flash.
Their names are kind of similar in the sense. Incendio, I believe it means something associated with fire. So if it is, this is going to be a firefight between both these teams, if I'm correct.
Better bring some water.
I mean, bring some water. Water is great. Hydrate yourself. Shout out to mental health. And Incendio, I kind of feel like they have really shocked a lot of the universe of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So I'm really interested to see what the fans are really thinking in their predictions. Because again, Incendio, I kind of feel like everyone didn't put a lot of money on them.
No.
But now it's like, you know what? We got to reconsider.
Well, we'll get time to reconsider as well as to our predictions for match number 2. So again, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. It's been Mirko, Lafel, and Arashi. We'll be back in a bit.
You live only once. For once, leave the comfort zone and raise yourself up. Find a new environment. Live life in a different way. Follow your heart. Learn a new thing. Go for a new challenge. Risk up your life through a wonderful journey.
time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gon' live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever, ever, ever break us down, break us down. I'll be speaking for the stars, promise I'll be what they not, and I'll never, ever, ever, ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch your skull, you're a man of silver and gold. Touch your skull, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the crowd. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fighting our eyes on me are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. Can you take your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me and telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I got the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it down. Don't let me down, don't let it up. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch your skull, you're a man of silver and gold. Touch your skull, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it our eyes and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
អ្វីៗគ្រប់យ៉ាងតែងតែប្រែប្រួលទៅតាមពេលវេលាប៉ុន្តែស្មារតីរបស់អ្នកប្រយុទ្ធនឹងមិនសាបសូន្យនោះឡើយពួកយើងម្នាក់ៗសុទ្ធតែមានចំណុចខ្សោយរៀងៗខ្លួនហើយប្រសិនបើយើងរួមគ្នាជាក្រុមគឺពួកយើងមិនមានពាក្យថាបរាជ័យនោះទេការតំណាងឲ្យប្រទេសកម្ពុជាទៅប្រកួតជើងឯក M4 It's like a dream come true នេះគឺជាសុបិនដែលខ្លាចជាការពិតដើម្បីមោទនភាពជាតិខ្មែរយើងក្រាបឡើងហើយតស៊ូទៅមុខទៀតដំណើរផ្សងព្រេងរបស់ពួកយើងមិនមានភាពងាយស្រួលនោះទេស្មារតីអ្នកចម្បាំងខ្មែរនឹងតែងតែស្ថិតនៅក្នុងខ្លួនយើងជានិច្ចក្រុម Burning Flash នឹងចាប់យកឱកាសមួយនេះហើយធ្វើឲ្យមោទនភាពជាតិយើងថ្កុំថ្កើងនៅលើឆាកអន្តរជាតិ If you play with fire, you will get burned. Dear Flamers, See you in the M4 stage.
We are getting closer to the ultimate battle in Jakarta. It's an amazing, beautiful tournament. I can't wait to get to the game. They're all eyes are on one stage only. All for that ultimate prize, to be M4 World Champions.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, told me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories. It's something that's gotta give. Cause right the streets is what I made it now. Made it now. You can't ever break us down. Break us down. I'll be reaching for the stars. Promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never stop. Won't never stop. Yeah.
Touch the sky, you're a man of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest function now. You and I, we can make it out of the crowd. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight in our eyes, and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. Can you pick your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember. So many times, I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me, telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I kept the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it proud. Don't let me down, don't let it all. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're a man of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest function now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight in our eyes, and we are strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
Hands off, I ain't giving up. They say that I finished, but they wrong. I ain't never done. No. So turn it up, turn it all the way up.
Hands up, all of you get your hands up. All of you raise your hands up. Listen to what you feel inside. We gon' turn it up tonight. We gon' turn it up. We gon' turn it up.
If you cannot
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They've been talking, tell me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, made it now. You can't ever, ever, ever break us down, break us down. I'll be reaching for the stars, promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never, ever, ever, ever stop. Won't never stop, yeah.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest, don't you know? You and I, we can make it out of the crowd. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. Fighting our eyes will be strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. Can you take your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me, telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I kept the controls. I stand for something, I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now, I just wanna make it proud. Don't let me down, don't let it all off. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Touch the sky, you're made of silver and gold. Touch the sky, you're the greatest, don't you know? You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it our eyes, we will be strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is.
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
The battle for the upper bracket position in the group stages of the M4 World Championship continues. Now, with match 2 of day number 3, Incendio Supremacy faces off against Cambodian champions Burn X Flash. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the caster desk. It's me, Miracle, again with Lafel and Rashi.
Why'd you take so much time? Come on, man.
I want to just let you show off your poses, man. Because you were doing it. I can't just cut you off. And Rashi, we gave you time too. You did the same pose. You like it, don't you? Oh.
I like you. Now, speaking of liking, M4 is powered by Moonson, presented by TikTok, official content partner, and supported by Scrolab, the official gaming chair, and Esport Charts, our analytical partner, Gang, our official merchandise partner, MeWatch, our media partner, and last but not least, good friends of ours, Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy of the Republic of Indonesia.
Once again, right, we're looking at it, looking at the match. Lafel.
Yeah.
It's about to be spicy. Arashi said it's about to be fire because Incendio and Burn have a similar meaning, Arashi.
Exactly. I assume Incendio, if I am correct about this, which I might not be, it's going to be a fire match. It's foretold.
You can't be wrong about this though. Today's schedule. Let's take a recap if you guys missed match number 1. Let's see who won, because even I forgot. All right, on esports, one match won.
Sure.
Really?
But yeah, okay, here's the thing, right? It's one of those matches where you got to look back in the game because Onic, they won, but it was a very sweaty game because Malvina's Gaming really brought a lot of fight in that game.
They brought their A game.
Speaking of A game, Incendio going up against Burn X Flash, where right now Burn X Flash hasn't won a game yet. Incendio has 1 win and 1 loss. So according to the standings, they are number 2 right now. If they want to solidify this, they gotta win against Burn X Flash. But if Burn X Flash wins this game, there's a possibility of having tiebreakers, man.
3-way tie?
Oh yes.
3-way tie. I mean, it's always fun. And I think it's more fun to think also about what kind of picks we're going to see, because already in game number 1, we saw that Lo Yi and it was quite entertaining. But now, as you were mentioning, the group standings for all these teams here.
All right, so let's check with the scenarios again, right?
Sure.
If Falcon Esports win against Blacklist, they'll make them 2-1. So if the 3-way tie were to happen, Burn needs to lose all their matches.
I gotta ask Arashi, man, because looking at this grouping, did you thought it was gonna be this close?
Yeah, no.
Right?
Not at all. Why would I? I mean, there are 2 quote-unquote powerhouses that we've been talking about a lot, Blacklist and Falcon. And the other 2, they are reputable, but of course not in the public eye, at least at the same level. So we thought it was going to be a more one-sided situation, but you know, this is M4, man. Expectations, what are those?
What are those, man?
What are those?
But Burn X Flash and Incendio, I do believe that they have actually improved so much, right? Incendio Supremacy, back at M3, it wasn't Incendio who qualified through Turkey, it was Badel. And even then, Badel, with the roster that kind of was, shaped a bit just too quick, right? Because again, of some troubles with the roster, they performed really well. They were almost able to beat Evo's SG back at M3. Now, Incendio, with their full roster, they're coming in full force, and you could see how much they've progressed, how much Turkey has progressed as a region, as well as Cambodia with Burn X Flash. Up against Falcon, it was super close.
Yeah, and by the way, for everyone at home, make sure you guys take a sneak peek at all the M4 events and about all the rewards you can get. M4 Pass is already available for you guys to purchase. Exclusive rewards like Beatrix, like Chaser, Beatrix, Stellar Brilliance, as well as M4 Beatrix figurine, and more awaits you. M4 Sport Chassis is now available as well in the game for you guys to open for loads of M4 Pass experience.
And to add on to that, on the day of the M4 Finals, January 15th, expect to get a free avatar border. Free!
Free!
You don't need to spend any cash. It's free. You know what free is, Arashi?
0.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, like...
No, not really.
Kind of correct.
Kind of correct, right? And also, in the M4 Battle Night event, you guys can unlock a skin chest by completing tasks and picking a skin of your choice within the skin. So you already get a free avatar border, and you get to pick a skin of your choosing, man. Hashtag Dare to be great, hashtag Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and hashtag MLBB.
M4.
Does it look correct on screen? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I can't really tell.
You know what I can tell?
What can you tell?
The M4 pass is available right now. That's what I can tell from gaming, playing MLBB all day. And you guys can reach level 75 with ease and for free.
For free?
Log in now, again, and get exclusive rewards. I am looking for the skins, the Light Chaser, and the Stellar Brilliance, but I'm especially waiting for the Beatrix figurine, all right? We didn't get the Roger figurine last year. We gotta try hard now. Rashi Lafel, after this, we're gonna have to try hard, okay?
Try hard back at home, guys. Hashtag Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Hashtag MLBB M4. And hashtag Dare to be Great.
I think I got it right. There you go. M4. That's how you do it.
I'm not gonna try because I'm colorblind, so I'm not so sure which one is left and which one is right.
Nice. That's exactly what it means. But hey, Arashi and Lafel and everybody watching right now, Incendio Supremacy, I think right now we can call them the dark horse. Nobody expected them to be this strong, taking Falcon down, and it wasn't even close. Let's take a look at their official lineup here, up against Burn X Flash. Are they gonna bring the same roster, or is it a change?
Gonna be Rosa in the mid lane, Alien in the XP lane, Sunshine in the gold lane, Kenzie in jungle, and Apex 47 as the roamer.
I gotta say, man, for Incendio Supremacy, it's all about the draft, because if they get the heroes that they are very familiar with, they will look awesome.
All the way from Turkey, welcome Incendio Supremacy!
This team, man, as you mentioned, has improved so much, and they're actually putting up a tough fight against all these bigger names. And I think it's off the back of that unpredictability, man. If they can come up with a pick which is as surprising, if not more surprising, than the Luo Yi we just saw, they can have a great chance of completely upsetting the predictions of everyone else.
Yeah. The way that I see it, honestly, is if they can get a draft that is early, mid-game oriented, it'd be great. But let's look at Burn X Flash, CCAT, I'm your ATM, Fury, Tma, as well as D7.
No Hesa.
Yeah, no Hesa.
That's an interesting situation here.
What's with the hesitation?
Whoa, I like that. But welcome the Cambodian champions to the stage, Burn X Flash.
And this team, they have so much going for them. This region is well known for that very aggressive playstyle as well. So
skirmish heavy.
Skirmish heavy. And now, I mean, you know my passion for violence, Lafel.
Yes.
So against a team like Incendio Supremacy as well, we've seen that the early game seems to be very, very contested. And I think if Incendio wants to show out against a team and exceed expectations, Burn X Flash is the perfect opponent.
Yeah, and Mirko, just want to let you know, because we gave a full name to Donnie, we also have a full name for Arashi. Arashi, the Violent Bang Bang.
Arashi,
the Violent
Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Why are you so aggressive, Arashi?
I don't know, man. Life's been tough.
Well, that's why. Well, let's take a look at the tower prediction here. And it's actually quite mixed with Fariza and Live for Surf going for Incendio Supremacy. But we're still seeing more Burn X Flash predictions.
So far, they are the quote-unquote favorites. They are superior in the region. But as we mentioned already earlier, Europe, right now, Turkey is not exactly a region that can be counted out just yet. Mirko, though, has shown that he has picked his side.
Hey, Leo said this yesterday, or 2 days ago.
Zico or 3 days ago, either way.
4 days ago.
Day one, Zico diff. That's what he said. And I'll trust them on that. I'll say Zico diff too.
Right, so looking at this, we got 2 Indonesian predictions where you and Momo-chan pick both sides of the match. And right now, it looks like we're going really fast because 8 seconds in, we're going into the draft. And again, like I said, I want to see a draft that can be executed in a simple way. Don't think too much about it. If you need the Estes, pick up the Estes and force yourself to victory.
Well, we take a look at the audience prediction right here, and so far, it seems quite balanced, if not for Incendio, but back in Cambodia.
94%.
Whoa.
Let's
94.
go. And Turkey as well, though.
Yeah, Turkey, 91% towards Incendio. Hesa is in the building, and the audience here at the Bali United Studio, they're ready to cheer for their teams, both Burn X Flash and Incendio. Hesa, why aren't you playing, man? Oh, he disappeared.
I mean, what are we going to do? Give him a microphone? It's like...
Hey, maybe, right? Maybe you just yell at us.
Here. Yeah, hey,
get up here.
I might just interview him. Anyways, going into the game, right? Arashi, like, you are a man of violence. Do you really think that this will be a accelerated game?
An accelerated game? I think so, man. We've seen that all these games has been devolving, even though they pick.
I'm devolving.
You can see that. But even though teams are picking these late game compositions with proper strategy, with proper macro, they are finding success all the way in the early game. I mean, carry used to be a very token late game pick. Now you can see her winning lanes, dominating all the way and taking control over the game from the mid game towards that late game all the way. So I think that is just the nature of the current meta, and we get straight into it looking at the drafting phase right here. Kaja and Fanny, early game aggression being banned away.
Instantly, right? No hesitation because he's in the crowd.
So funny. So original.
I wonder who I got it from.
Yeah. Got it from your daddy, man.
King of
Anyway, looking at this, Kaja ban, Fanny ban. So it looks like Burning Splash is really thinking about this second ban. I like it because as the first pick, blue side, you have control of how the draft is gonna look like, because whatever you ban is something that they can take and it's something that you don't want, correct?
Mid control has been super important, right? And again, that just goes to show what you said. The first pick, getting that mid lane control with the initial first pick, whether it's the roamer, even sometimes the mage, if Yves is open, has been really crucial here at M4.
I think it depends on what you want to try and do, right? If you want to go for a bit of flex, maybe first pick you can actually like play around a bit. But if you want to secure the prior heroes, being able to pick up 2 in the second pick actually has a bit of value as well. So it depends on these coaches and what exactly is their approach to this drafting phase. But so far, for Burn X Flash, it does seem like, as you mentioned, to control the mid pressure, and then maybe from there on, if you can combo that with a strong jungle, that just ensures a very smooth rotation of the 3-man roaming squad from the mid lane.
The Joy still a fan favorite when it comes to the bans here. We've only seen it 3 times,
Yeah,
I
2 or
believe,
3
here
times, yeah.
at M4. But I think he has a negative win rate so far right now.
And when Joy wins, it's kind of like not because of the Joy.
True.
I mean, like,
Right.
it's annoying, it's very hard to catch, but it's never really been the winning factor. It's not like a Franco, it's not like the Benedetta. So you're kind of there doing what you're supposed to do.
You're a distraction.
Yeah,
Kind of.
kind of.
But I mean, we've seen Joy being
You're a
used in the
distraction.
jungle.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, you guys are very distracting to me, actually.
Hey,
It's looking too good.
Oh,
Whoa.
you're cute, my guy.
Hey, but the Joy is also a very cute hero. But the issue is, I think it has so much more potential in a lane where you can actually bring that vengeance, because that just supplements the squishiness, one of the weak points of this Joy pick. But a lot of teams have been using it in the jungle where you're forced to be using a retribution, so you are more prone to just being bursted down and locked down with crowd control.
You know, something that I saw from Burn X Flash was that Fanny up against Falcon. And man, Chama is so good at this Fanny, right? I can't wait to see him play other heroes, other assassins in the jungle. We saw the Fanny. I wonder if he can bring out the Hayabusa now, or perhaps something like a Ling. 2 heroes that we have seen find a lot of success here at M4. But looking at Incendio Supremacy now, we're going to take a look at their final ban. Do they want to go for that assassin ban, leaning again towards respecting Chama in the jungle? Or do they want to go for a different route here? And that's the answer. Yves, mid-control has been the priority, and mid-control is what they are most scared of as well.
Yeah, Burning Splash, they're really setting up for a glue here because they ban out the carry. And looks like, no, they are prioritizing on the 1-1 with a 100% win rate so far. But banning out the Eve, it looks like whatever Burning Splash is gonna take, if they do want to kind of like force fights, having fighters, it's going to be great, but having a 1-1 in your lineup, I kind of feel like you need distractions as well to make it easier for the 1-1 to actually use their ult.
So disruptions, heroes can dash in and just make sure that the opponents cannot actually sit in a proper front-to-back formation. That makes a lot of sense. But in the current meta, we saw the Grok being very, very effective at doing that, just walking around, denying crowd control, and also just knocking everyone up with a wild charge. The glue, though, has been the more popular pick, but now it's at Fairness as well, being picked to remove a counter for the glue. But as we mentioned, Lafel, I think we did discuss that it seems very, very situational, and even when it's supposed to shine, it doesn't seem as strong, like a top tier pick.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is almost one of the situations where they're already familiar with what Premise is trying to do, and the ult being changed is not too bad for them personally. And I kind of want to talk about the glue as well, because I kind of feel like everyone is agreeing that glue is super strong. Has been picked up 4 times, but only won once, which is very crazy to see, because yeah, you're very strong, but apparently people have already found ways to deal with this glue, and looks like a lot of damage coming in from Burnex Flash, because picking up this Farsa, it looks like range will never be a problem. So even if 1-1 can't catch someone with her ult, you got Farsa to just burst them down with some meters coming in from out of nowhere.
You got Poke, you got a solid frontliner, and a 1-1, right? So far, it's looking like a front-to-back composition from Burnex Flash. Meanwhile, Incendio, they're building towards a dive composition here already with the Pheromones and the glue that really wants to just dive and split the team up.
Well, they're diving here towards a Fredrin, though. That's a lot of crowd control. And that combo, a Farsa and a 1-1, right? Everyone getting chunked down by the Feather Airstrike can allow for a very devastating crossbow of tank that can be transferred to multiple people. So if Incendio doesn't get careful with how they want to draft here, it's going to be confusing, but whoa, it's going to be a Clint.
I gotta ask you, Mirko, because yeah, you play the gold lane a lot. How does this matchup look like between the 1-1 and the Clint?
Clint has an insane advantage up against the 1-1, right? Obviously the range and the poke, and obviously just the base damage in the early game. Clint absolutely dominates the 1-1. Thing is, it needs to be a 1v1, it needs to be a duel. It almost never is a duel in the gold lane. You always have someone coming by towards that gold lane, whether it's the roamer, or if you're looking at Burnex Flash's composition, it should be both roamer and mid laner. They picked that Farsa for a reason. It's for that additional mobility with Wings by Wings, and Clint's gonna be very, very careful. He has to be very careful, because if he's not, he's gonna be punished early on.
And as you mentioned, Mirko, the Clint needs to actually get an advantage in the laning phase. Otherwise, the pick becomes quite irrelevant in a sense. There's no real reason to pick it against that 1-1. So if in the early game, Burnex Flash just moves a lot of members, all this is level 2 even, they can completely shut down the Clint because they can read how the Clint is supposed to be playing. Unless Incendio has some next level mind games here, it's going to be very difficult for this gold lane to actually pay out.
Right now, looking at the ban, because they could have used the Lolita for themselves, so either they don't favor the Lolita or it's showing that they want to group up together, because so far, the Lolita has been used when going up against like a Nestus, like a Pheromones, where you know they will come together. So Lolita out of the picture, does this kind of show what kind of draft they want?
Technically, there is a possibility of the glue going as a roamer, like being placed as the roamer for the team.
It's not the craziest idea.
It's not the craziest idea. I mean, we're seeing 2 roamer bans already, right? That might be Incendio saying, hey, we already have a roamer, you just don't know it yet. Maybe you still think it's going to the XP lane.
It's still, you know, a possibility, and the Pheromones can also still be flexed as well if you really want to. So this is the current meta, guys. You never really know what's going to happen.
What about the Clint, no?
The Clint as a roamer?
Clint jungler, mid laner.
That's quite the old meta.
Todak would have done it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mid lane, yeah.
Todak would have done it.
Lafelle calling you guys out, guys, on the stage. But Burnex Flash will ban away yet another jungler. So it does seem like they want to have a bit of an advantage there, trying to make sure that with the quick roaming Farsa, they can combo that with a strong jungle that they can use to shut down the game completely. Although for Incendio, the Grok will be picked. Yet again, a hero that can be moved towards the roam position.
Okay, so is it just gonna be... Oh, no, Burnex Flash. I keep calling for the Estes, and the Estes has been picked up, as well as the Benedetta. Like,
good call.
Now we see all the 5 heroes for Burnex Flash. Arashi, like, what does this tell us?
I've seen this composition somewhere. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was Incendio played it yesterday or 2 days ago, and I think a team who became world champions used this composition to win the world championship last year. I think. I don't know.
It just seems uncannily familiar. I think so. I mean, it's just very balanced. There's a lot of front-to-back potential, but also a lot of ways for you to catch people off. So, I mean, if it has been proven to work a lot of times, there's no reason why they can't use it for themselves. So you can say it's a smart move, a very calculated move, but for Incendio right now, the final pick will actually dispel all this confusion we have about their roster, their lineup. Ooh. It's gonna be an Amon.
First time at M4 right now. That's a debut for the Amon and the Clint.
Yeah, I mean, Amon is kind of cool, but I do have to say, with the S's being on Burnex Flash and a lot of bursts coming in from Incendio, will Incendio have enough damage for a prolonged team fight, or will they try to pick it off?
I mean, if they get an advantage, they can burst down too
so
hard
cute.
for the healing to work. But
Hey, so cute.
Oh,
cute.
so
Aw.
cute. He's supporting Burn X Flash. We saw some supporters as well for Incendio, but for both the compositions, again, quick fire predictions. Arashi first. Who do you think has the better draft?
ooh, I like Burn X Flashes just because of the flexibility, and I like to stay away from danger. So having a lot more range, I like that a lot. So I think I will go with Burn X Flash on this one.
I like danger. Incendio.
All right.
I like danger.
That's a
I think I'm leaning
quick
over
response.
to you too, man. I really like aggression, and looking at Incendio, that's what they're bringing to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to dive in for match number 2, Burn X Flash up against Incendio Supremacy.
Looking at this game, if the aggression works, where should it work at? Because right now, looking at both teams, if they get... And wait. I saw the Grok with a marksman emblem, so it's going to be a lot of physical attack. And I guess this is a glue rover. Is this what's going on?
Oh,
So it is a... Wait.
What is going on here?
It
I
is
think
a-
it is a glue roam.
I mean, you called it out.
It's not. It is a. Yeah, you're right. The
Right?
glue roam, and it's going to be the Grok in the XP. We saw that Boots brought the high and dry in game number 1, but for. Oh, wait a minute. Apex is going to be caught here. Forced to use the flicker. D7's already looking for the kill on the Estes, flanking around. But yeah. We've seen this before. It was Fluffy who used this build in Indonesia on the Grok XP. Weapon mastery, which means he's looking for that late game damage, technically, or the mid game damage, whenever he gets those items.
He's looking to scale with the items as best as possible. And yeah, the roaming glue, we talked about that roam going in, and he was trying to escort the Clint, trying to make sure that the Clint has a good lane. But as you mentioned, Mirko, the BAHASA just comes in, becomes a big problem, and now Burn already trying to abuse the mobility and the speed of this Benedetta pick.
Oh, very good eye for an eye there, getting out of the endless shards. And Chima will just go for the gold buff, picks it up. And in the early stage, it's still just both teams playing it really slow. No real reason to go in for a crazy engagement. Right as I say that, though, Caster Curse, Chima jumps in. Oh! And Tenzi too gets the first blood in the mid lane up against Seacat.
Cast the Curse is real, man. Every time we predict something, the exact opposite happens. And now with that pressure, they're going to go for that turtle fight. They have sustain, they have burst damage as well. So in the early game, this makes for a very dangerous combination.
Yeah, mid-game damage is what I want to see from Burn X Flash, actually, because they have the S's and they have a range advantage. So I want to see them pick one lane, win that out. Apex 47 is doing a lot of damage, but he's taking a lot of damage himself. He has to remember, as a roamer, you don't scale up quickly, so he's got to be careful when he goes for disengages.
Well, Incendio Supremacy are already doing a good job at splitting Burn up. It's still going to be ATM in the back line with the final blow here, trying to look for the steal, as Tienzi will still be able to get that retribution down. ATM dashing all across the place, picking up a kill onto Rosa, as that's Apex 47, an alien caught by Burn X Flash, and it is a double kill picked up. Now, D7 gets a kill too.
That is 3 kills being picked up by the side of Burn X Flash, and that was a very bold play from Seacat. He just goes in with the wings by wings all the way, by point blank to the members of Incendio, knowing that they were on the back foot, enabling him to just land so much crowd control, so much more burst damage, and in the early game, this is what they can abuse. If Incendio wants to try and match them, it will be in that mid-game where the Cult Altar can be abused in the midst of those chaotic fights.
Well, Incendio, they're kind of like high risk, high reward kind of strat right now, because a lot of bursts, but because Burn X Flash, they do have the S's, it can mitigate a lot of damage. So looking at how it's setting up right now, looking at the emblems, even this S is putting a lot of stats onto healing, and that was a good burst. Can they do it over and over again?
That's the big question, right? Can they do it when an Estes is around?
That's the problem. Chance of like crowd controlling the Estes to mitigate that healing, but already rotations are being made. Incendio are trying to make sure that they exert their own will, but look at the response, just quick coming in from Burn X Flash.
Very good rotations here by Burn X Flash already. Again, helping the gold laner, Fury, who's not in a good matchup up against the Clint. But now, it does seem like with both teams rotating towards that top side, both teams will disengage, but Incendio will actually still try to look for a commitment here with the endless shards being placed on the Fury, but with D7 there, that answers your question. The burst is not enough just yet. Now it's going to be the Cult Altar placed in again. Chima going to be caught, but has the healing coming in from D7 as Apex 47 jumps in with the split, brings Chima back onto Incendio, and it's a 1-for-1. The roamer traded in for the jungler. Still worth it for Incendio as the turtle spawns in to the land of Dawn.
There was one more weak point on Sunshine, so Fury almost used that crossbow of Tang, but that is what Burn X Flash can afford to do right here. Despite everyone rotating to cut off Fury from his team, the support comes in, the healing comes in, and if Incendio clumps together, you can see that the Feather Airstrike is devastating.
Right now, Burn X Flash, they're looking pretty good, pretty solid, even though Incendio has a small goal lead, but looking at this, Apex 47 wants to get a cash, but it's easier said than done.
Feather Airstrike by Seacat just to buy some time, poking him down. Alien gonna be able to actually use the Furious Dive. Wait, it's a kill over. ATM was able to find TNZ in his own jungle, invading out of nowhere with the Petrify, gets that kill down, and instantly Incendio have lost turtle control. Unless Apex can make a miracle happen, doesn't look like it's gonna happen though.
It's such a tough situation for Incendio right now because Burn X Flash, they have the superior poke damage and they also have the superior sustain. So unless Incendio can get a very decisive engage onto the members of Burn X Flash, it's going to be very difficult for them to even get anything. And even if they engage, they need to make sure that it's on D7 because as you mentioned, Lafell and Mirko, that healing is just way too much for them to deal with in this early game without any items.
Right now, I just want to talk about Burn X Flash because I'm your ATM right now. He's banking it on because TNZ can't do anything to this guy. This Benedetta is causing a lot of problems, not just with damage, not just with the control in confusion, but actually being a target of getting bursted down and taking absolutely no damage. That's going to be demoralizing for Incendio right now.
That is what happens when your composition has a very short window of damage. If you compare that to Burn X Flash, the longer the fight goes, the more they have an advantage. We saw it earlier in the turtle fight, and I think Incendio understand it as well. They want to get in, get their benefits, you know, get the pick off, and get out before the fight gets out of control.
Good opening by Chma over to Alien, dealing some damage out as Fury's actually looking for all the weakness points, gets it, wild charge forced in. The crossbow Tang with the Inspire is going to be popped in, but Alien's still able to actually take all that damage, and the charge pop, but that's D7 with the healing. Apex 47 bringing him back right now with the call alter place as well. Fury's going to be taken down as the Feather Airstrike will be popped towards the back line. TNZ taken low, and the Appraiser's Wrath by Chama seals TNZ's fate. Apex caught, has the split, goes back in, flickering onto Seacat. Getting the stacks down, getting in as well, bringing him back. Alien now, following it up with the damage, and you can see the weapon mastery finally coming into play as the taunt comes in. Schmaz looking for the setup once again. Alien flickers out, gets knocked up, as that's another split by Apex 47. I'm your ATM, jumping in with the Petrify. Rosa flickering out. Rosa gonna be taken down with the final blow. Was cancelled out, and it's a shutdown for Sunshine. Now, guess who's back? Fury's back from the dead, but it's not enough, and it is both teams just disengaging.
Wow, they spent so much time trying to get into that fight that Incendio, they're able to wither most of the storm and then later on finally use that called altar effectively. That is not what Burn X Flash were looking for.
Let me just put into perspective how long that team fight was. Glue used the split, his ultimate 3 times, and Grog used the wild charge 2 times. Both ultimates. Imagine 5 ultimates from just these 2. That's a long team fight. That's a very long team fight.
I almost ran out of breath.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know, good job.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, you breathe, man. That's crazy.
I breathe.
You breathe good. But now it's Incendio that's on the back foot. They went for the turtle, but is that enough? Because Burn goes for the pressure, and now Alien is the one being targeted by Fury and D7.
Okay, that damage is pretty disgusting, right? You saw it. One attack with the power of nature.
Okay, so here's the thing about Bird's compositions, right? You always got to make sure that kind of everyone, or at least 2 members, are focusing on the same target. And I kind of feel like that's what's making Incendio's draft looks not so great right now because everyone is targeting their own thing. Like whoever's closest, let's go for the target. Now TNZ and Rosa, they're waiting around the orange buff. Can they actually catch it?
Yeah, that's your answer right there. Seacat's going to be caught. Rosa pops the call altar again. Just trying to get out of there with Sunshine backing him up. It does seem like Incendio will take control of the bottom lane, with Apex 47 acting as a roamer, but because he's so sustainable, he can actually act as an XP laner too, just be a distraction. I'm your ATM, try to go for the Petrify, jumps out with the eye for an eye, but gets gunned down by Sunshine, and that's the mid lane pressure being placed on by Incendio. And they get that top lane too. It's so good by Incendio right now.
They're winning in the structure department. They took the mid tower and they're moving towards the top tower as well. So with the control, they can look to face like this. And ooh, that was a very, again, dangerous attempt from Alien. And we saw this is what they do. They hide in the jungle, they cut you off from your team, and before you know it, you lost 2 members before the fight even begins.
Yeah, right now, Apex 47, I'm seeing that he's just more or less being a distraction. Of course, he would try to get someone. TNZ just caught CCAT. And right now, it looks like, I don't know which items that really made the difference, but Incendio, all of a sudden, is like, yeah, let's fight. Like, let's just go for it. We can get the kills now, guys. Let's go.
Incendio have something against CCAT, man. He's been taken down 5 times, and TNZ has always just been on that. Apex 47, again, just opening up the map again, acting as a distraction as he goes in for split, but will be taken down by the crossbow Tang. It's translated over to Rosa with the help of that final blow, dealing so much damage while Charge connects onto 2, but Sunshine's free hitting. These 7 still helping the team sustain with a Appraiser's Wrap being placed by Tuma to pick up a double kill. It's a 3-for-1, and Burn have turned around a fight 4v5 without CCAT.
That is insane. They're just going in so aggressively and they get clumped up. CCAT wasn't there initially in the fight, but he actually made it there. And that is something you cannot do against this composition. We talked about diving in towards crowd control, and Burn X Flash has an abundance of CC that they can use to stop Incendio in their tracks.
Oh, Chuma, again, taking some damage, but he is a Fredrin.
Yeah, right now, looking at the composition, right, I kind of feel like Sunshine is already on board. Like, I want to fight with you guys. So, Burn X Flash, they got to start focusing on actually getting Sunshine down first before they start fight. Because in this team fight right now, what's happening, Arashi?
Initially, it was a called alter, but again, everyone's clumped up so deep into each other, and their member that's been shining so far is TNZ. It's an assassin that can delete 1 person, but he cannot delete the whole team. So we saw that TNZ was able to do a lot of damage, but everyone else are still able to survive and do the damage, and eventually Incendio just ran out of steam.
Right now, Burn X Flash, they're pushing in, and if I'm looking at Midlane. I don't know who's going to win this 1v1, but it looks like Nader is going to win the 1v1 because now TNZ is getting pressured because everyone from Burn X Flash is moving towards mid. And I like this way of play. Focus on actually, moving together, actually using this SS to your advantage.
You just saw D7 and Fury build that Athena shield at the same time. They understand that right now, Incendio, they need to play around TNZ. If their main damage dealers or their main support can get deleted, that is a huge blow to their teamfight capabilities, and they recognize that. So with the Athena shield, it means that Incendio's TNZ will be having a lot more of a difficult time trying to delete all those backline members.
Yeah, right now, I honestly think at the 12-minute mark, it's time to transition, right? Your main carry was TNZ, but now it's about time to transition over to Sunshine, who has the damage, who has the weapon mastery as well. Apex, though, still able to actually get out of that with a split as Rosa tries his best to zone the members away. Both teams not really going to risk anything, not really going to commit to anything here in 12 minutes, still waiting for that Lord to spawn back in.
Right now, I'm actually just looking at TNZ because he is trying very hard to make sure that he is staying at the side of Burn X Flash jungle. And looking at the way that they're playing, I kind of feel like he wants to take out CCAT or Fury as fast as possible. Right now, Alien, he's alone. Can he actually get out of this? And it looks like Burn X Flash, they're not even sure where he is. They don't know Alien is there.
Oh, Alien. Oh, there you go. He spotted here. He jumps in, looking at the power of nature, but will just use the wild charge to get out. Weakness point, the final one, not there just yet, but it is opened up. Alien isolated from the rest of the team. Fury has the crossbow tank, but will not use it, and that might be a mistake, as that's an endless charge placed onto him. Schwan's going to be isolated, and he's going to be taken down. The crossbow tank is dealing damage to himself with Apex on him with a split, and Fury now with no ultimate. It's going to be ATM jumping with Petrify, finding the jungler, shutting him down. Apex running for the hills. The Feather Airstrike comes down to poke them down. Fury with the kill spree, chasing them down, looking for more weakness points on the board, but Sunshine comes in, gets the shutdown back. ATM loses his immortality. Rosa is all alone, and it's Burn who come out on top.
That was a long fight, a long chase, and Incendio went for the flank, but they kind of didn't really get the best re-engage onto that fight, and that allows Burn X Flash to buy a bit more time, and eventually, as we said, the long Jonah team fights with the sustain, with the DPS, they come out on top, and it's so disastrous because the Lord is up at the same time. Incendio is still contesting, but it does not seem possible unless Alien can make something of a miracle play.
We've seen a miracle play by Grok many times before. He's looking for it. He has the weapon mastery for a reason. He's Seals it for Turkey, for Incendio to save the game for his team. He's an absolute alien for that one.
I mean, you called it, man. We've seen so many miracle plays with the Grok. If you want to see it happen, like you do, this is why, like Grok's one of my favorite heroes. But okay, that was an insane play. But Incendio, they gotta be on the same. I don't know, man. Do I even really want to be too smart about this? Because that's the highlight of the day.
That's the highlight of the day, man. Wow, unbelievable. I didn't think it was possible. I'll be real with you, but he proved me wrong, man. Alien saves that Lord play, and now with the Lord behind them, they have a chance to split up the members of Burn X Flash, and that will actually be very beneficial for their composition. They can get those pickoffs that's been very difficult to get when Burn X Flash is clumped up, working as a team together.
Their comp works so well for sieges with the Clint. And with the Feather Airstrike being used up in the bottom lane, it leaves the mid lane susceptible to this kind of siege. You can already see it with the Lord taking the base turret down. It is going to be Incendio backing off instantly, still playing that disciplined game, not wanting to commit any further.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if they want to go inside the base, it's going to be very different. TNC, hello, I'm your ATM. Well, come on home, stay in the base. And that's what they got to do, because if they want to go inside the base of Burn X Flash, it's going to be very difficult for them to engage. So they got to find a way to split Burn X Flash up and then actually try to engage.
Exactly, when they're split up like that, that's when you can see TNZ just really take over. It is I'm Your ATM who was able to get a solo kill, but in this late stage of the game, against, full damage Amon, it's going to be too difficult, but the engage comes in.
Alien again with a wild charge onto 3, and the power of nature just seals Seacat's fate. The Appraiser's Wrath did not find him, but Fury's gonna be massive right now with the crossbow tank. A winner truncheon to bait it out and to get out. TNZ gonna be caught low as Apex 47 jumps in, but Fury is still kind of away. Sunshine guns him down, and that's 2 on the board for Incendio, plus the base turret.
Okay. So pulling back to the game right now, 2,000 goal lead. Incendio, they got amazing damage, and right now Burn X Flash, I kind of feel like they gotta find a way.
I love this game.
I love this game as well. This game is fire. I'm fire, you're fire. You called it, Arashi. And right now, Incendio, they have a lot of burst damage, and Burn X Flash, they're trying to burn things down bit by bit. And look, talk to me, Arashi. What does Incendio got to do? What does Burn X Flash got to do to actually close this game?
All right, for Burn X Flash, I think they have to try and get their sights onto Sunshine. Yes, TNZ is a problem, but they have items, they have ways to deal with that. Winter Truncheons, Magical Defense, Athena Shields, they have built that already, but Sunshine has been free hitting. He has 1 death right now. That is not okay. For Burn X Flash, the main damage dealer needs to be taken out, unless they want to lose in the whole front to back, because Fury on the 1-1 cannot just do the same kind of damage in a team fight like Sunshine on this Clint. And for Incendio, on the flip side, they can do what they've been doing right here, split up the team, ensure that the Estes cannot get full value from the blessing of the Moon Goddess, and beware of the Feather Airstrike poke damage. If it's down, if they can force Seacat to use it, they must do so.
Oh, that was such a good eye for an eye to get out of the Endless Charge, but the basic attack is all TNZ needs. ATM buys the Winter Truncheon, but it's not enough. It is not enough. 1-man disadvantage right with the Lord spawning in. And what is Incendio going to do? They started up instantly. I thought they were going to wait for the Evolved Lord, but no, they're going at it. They can't waste any time.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Burn X Flash, they got to see this coming, man, because whenever someone wants to split up, it really doesn't matter who you find, you're definitely going to die. So really, move as a team, try to put pressure, because right now, Incendio, they've reached their mark. They've reached their win condition. Burn X Flash, look at the game. Slow down. Move together. Stop getting picked off, because TNZ right now, he is loving this hero. He's loving seeing anyone moving alone.
And it's crazy that he's so aggressive. He sees I'm Your ATM alone, and he goes for it on the opposite side of the Lord. It's smart. It just catches I'm Your ATM out of, off guard completely. And now with the Lord, this is going to be the final sequence. They will be trying to look for it unless Burn can find something great.
Alien, what a play right there. But when nature comes in, it does not matter. TNZ is targeting the base to secure the upper brackets for Incendio supremacy. Be proud. You have done it. Incendio.
Dude,
beating Falcon.
Apex,
and now Burn.
Apex 47, he did the heart. He's happy. but I can see his hand shaking. He's like, we won.
It was close.
We won, but dude.
You can see the pressure getting to them, man. It's such a great moment. It was so close, and it wasn't one-sided at all. There were so many moments where it was almost over, but again and again, this crazy plays happening from both these teams to keep the game alive, the fire burning. This is the fire game we've been waiting on. It completely delivers, man. What a game.
Battle Dark Horses, you could kind of call it, right?
Wow.
Or the Fire Horses, because both teams brought fire to the stage. Man, again, let's talk about it. For me, give the MVP over to Alien. Just give it over to them, man.
That Lord Steel, hello?
And the final fight?
The amount of damage coming from the Grog is like, one slap, you're like 50% HP gone?
Go green, power of nature.
Power of nature, man. And he goes in at the right time again and again. He is the main engage tool. And it's just so unexpected, I must say. Like, I was thinking that they're going to approach it differently, but we were in the middle of a sentence and he just goes in. And when your marksman just gets chunked to half HP in a single second, at that point, it's just so difficult to recover.
Late game Clint too, right? We mentioned it early on. If the Clint doesn't get rolling, he is going to struggle. But in this game, in the lane, it was a stalemate. None of them actually got a solo kill. Doesn't matter. Because Clint, towards the late game, will definitely scale better because of the range and the front to back that they have.
Clint is essentially a magician, man, because first you see his HP, now he's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not shooting bullets. They're just straight up bombs.
Because of the passive, right? How it works. Every time he uses a spell, his next attack hits hard and it hits everyone at the same time. So when everyone's clumping up to get healing from the Blessing of the Moon Goddess, they're also lining up for that perfect collateral coming in from Clint.
CCAT did not get to play it. So frustrating, man. And towards the end, they moved it over, not just to CCAT, but also to I'm Your ATM. On a Benedetta with the eye for an eye, you would think that he could actually get out of the burst of the Endless Shard, but no.
Yeah, in the early stage of the game, sure, you can avoid a lot of damage, but once TNZ locks onto you, you could dash all over the place.
Doesn't matter.
The Endless Shard would just keep on coming.
And the basic attack too.
And the basic attack too.
I think initially it's because you can block the abilities with the eye for an eye, but in the late game, look at those attacks, dude.
I'm just gonna press this button over and over again. Eventually, you'll die.
Exactly. That's what happens toward that mid game to late game. And once your EXP lane cannot sustain alone, cannot split push, it's very hard to win that macro game. And look at Incendio. That late game macro, it's all in their hands. That's why they were able to actually catch the members of Burn X Flash off guard when they're trying to push out lanes, when they're trying to set up for the Lord. They just get completely taken out. And numbers advantage is just so massive in the late game.
You can say goodbye to Wanwan's 100% win rate because it's down, it's gone now. Fury played really well, especially early on to go up against a Clint like that, right? But fortunately, it was not enough to transition over to the late game. And CCAT, I think the main problem for Burn X Flash wasn't just handling the damage from the enemy team, but handling the CC. CCAT can't ult freely, and Fury can't do much if he gets CC'd. On top of that, the Estes, D7, had such a bad time later on in the game because he's always getting CC'd. He's knocked up. There's so much to be careful of, be wary of.
And because I think Sunshine has the motto when he's using a Clint, if the enemy hits hard, I just hit harder. And that's one of the bigger problems where I think the Burn X Flash completely understands we gotta get Sunshine down. We gotta set the sun on this guy. But looking at his positioning, it really wasn't easy. Alien as well, creating a lot of space. So we do say it's like, okay, Burn X Flash, move together, man. You guys have the Estes, but it's very demoralizing when you are an Estes and your job is to deal with burst damage. But when you can't handle that burst damage, it doesn't look good. So I don't know. I feel like this game was more 50-50 than what people would think because Burn X Flash has a lot of avenue that they can win the game. It's just difficult to handle TNZ in the late game with Aemon bursting out very fast and that Clean being kind of unfair.
You have to remember that the glue as well, it wasn't shining a lot, but the glue was such a big nuisance, diving in towards that backline, being so tanky due to the regeneration coming in from that split, right? He just dives in and makes everyone move around again and again. Take a look at some of the items here. It's a very, very long game, but Incendio definitely still are on top. We talk about Sunshine and look at that damage. Only an Immortal and everything else, it goes aggressive because at the same time, Burn X Flash, they have a long-range target, long-range the deterrent for Sunshine, and it's magical. He didn't even go for the Athenas. He just knew that he can stand there and he can let his other teammates, Apex 47, he can let Rosa as well as Alien zone away CCAT, and that just allows him to free hit again and again.
And to add on to that, right, I want to talk a little bit about the gold lane matchup here. Look at Fury on the 1-1. He was forced to actually go for the Athena and for the Wind of Nature. And if you look at the damage coming in from Incendio Supremacy, it makes sense. They need some damage for the side of... They need some defensive items from the side of Burnix Flash.
Yeah, defensive items, it just makes it so difficult. So like, you know, if they wanna actually survive in the late game, it's gonna be too difficult. And if they wanna try and itemize in a very simple manner, it also makes it so irregular in how they want to play it out. Because for Burn, it's not like CCAT has no damage, but the fact that he is under fire, being chased by so many heroes that can burst him down, it's so difficult. Whereas for TNZ and for the rest, he has a Winter Truncheon, and that's about it. They can call it a day.
Let's see. Man, there's so much damage, right? You would think that they would have a little bit more defensive items because they were able to actually win in a lot of these prolonged team fights, but no. Instead, they just went full-on damage with the weapon mastery that they have as well. It really benefited them, right? I mean, we saw even in the late game, Alien, Grok's supposed to fall off damage-wise.
Not with that emblem, though. I mean, this might be the resurgence of the strategy, especially with what LaFell said, right? No. We have to see, like, if the damage just scales and gives him a lot more physical tankiness. That is why this Grok is such a unique hero and has so many uses. In this post-game stats, we can see that the carry is definitely TNZ with a 76,000 damage dealt. But Apex 47 as the sandbag as well. He was just so obnoxious.
The Forgotten One, D7, he did so much for his team. It was a solid performance with the Estes, but unfortunately, it just was not enough. The healing did well, especially in the mid-game, but Arashi, when you talk about that late game where the damage just constantly scales for the Amon, the Clint, there's not much you can really do.
Exactly. I think the flexibility, right? You guys were talking about aggression so much. And, you know, I thought that my prediction, Burn X Flash was going to win, but, you know, you guys and Incendio Supremacy proved me wrong completely. So it just shows again how reliable, how good aggression can be in this higher stage of the game. When you are the proactive one, when you are the one that can suddenly make the play happen like Alien on that Grok, you already have an advantage compared to Burn, who was just waiting and just, you know, on their toes on who is actually going to make that first move.
All right, man. Incendio, they broke the curse too. They won on red side today in the second match. So, Arashi, MVP, I think we can agree we want to give it to Alien, right? Do you think Alien's the MVP?
I think so, man. Like,
Come on.
There's no question about it.
Stealing the Lord, getting the fights done, and we'll see. It's actually
TNZ
who played very well too, right? You could see that
okay.
TNZ picked CCAT off so many times early on, and later on, he transitioned. He didn't just stay on CCAT because he knows at D7, he read that. He changed.
Exactly. I mean, he was able to adapt his playstyle depending on what the circumstances were, and he is able to adjust and see like who is actually the most disturbing member on the team. Because in a team fight, when the skirmishes were happening, he was going for Fury, he was going for CCAT. But once he understood that, oh, this is a macro game now, when we're playing for the late game neutral objective, the Lord, he just keeps going for the split push. He catches the Benedetta off guard again and again, and I think it's still a well-deserved MVP, but of course, shout out to Alien, man.
Shout out Alien, man. Oh my god. He saved the game for his team, but obviously, looking at this, I really want to take a look at the highlights again because that game was full of it, man. It was all full with just TikTok moments here and there. I just really want to see the Grok steal again, dude. That Grok steal was magnificent. Yeah,
we were saying it's difficult, it's over. There needs to be a miracle, and it happens. Wow,
the wild charge.
You can't write a better story, man. Like what?
And
it's insane.
It happened towards Incendio, one of the dark horses, one of the teams that almost everybody wrote off, right? Again, this wasn't a team wrote off.
Not wrote off.
No,
okay.
not wrote off. Wrote off. Because, well, I think we can agree. Coming into M4, we weren't really talking about Incendio. Looking at Group A, we thought, hey, it's going to be a very smooth ride for Blacklist and Falcon.
Right, but this is why it's so good. no one wants to watch a tournament where it's already predetermined, pre-decided. These are the games we want to see. The aggression, how it's so intense and it can go either way. And I think for sure, for Tianzi, this game was like that. He was having a difficult time in the early game due to that metadata, but he persevered. He understood that, all right, in the late game, he just knows the power spikes and he knows that towards that moment, 1v1, bring it on.
You know, I need to ask you this question too, Arashi. Amon, first time picked up, instant win, right? And MVP. Is this hero back in the meta? Is he going to be prioritized from this game onwards? Or do you think this just works for this composition that they've gone for, which really prioritizes crazy aggression?
I think that as an assassin, it works really well, but also depending on what kind of composition, as you mentioned, Mirko, because if he is going to go in alone, he does not have the mobility. He has the concealment, right? He can like be a bit slippery with how it is to catch. But if he's going in alone against multiple members, he does not have the same kind of mobility like a Lancelot, like a Hayabusa, for example. And I think that's why Hayabusa just stands out so much more in the meta. But right now, we take a look at the highlights, Mirko, and that is what we've all been waiting for, man.
Oh yeah, man. I just want to. I really want to watch that game over because of how interesting it was. Right, very slow pace, but it was a very intelligent game. Heavy macro. Then when we got to the mid game, it was just skirmishes on top of skirmishes. So we got both styles, right? We saw Incendio style. We saw Burn style as well.
Keep in mind, you were saying that this game is still pretty slow. And then all of a sudden it picks up. The cast curse is so real. But we have to see, man. The highlights here will really show, again, the brilliance of that game and how well it is for both these teams to actually make the plays happen at such a tense situation. Remember, this is M4, and there were so many eyes, so many expectations on them, and they performed absolutely well from both these teams. If you look at this fight right here, as you can see, the backline is never safe.
No,
Apex 47 comes in, Alien comes in, and before you know it, if you're not careful, an invisible Tianzi will take you out.
Here, man, you could see it, right? It's just really good micro. Every single team fight was full of this, right? Even here, you can see it was so good initially for Incendio Supremacy. They got the pick onto Seacat, who isn't in the fight, but Burn was able to actually outmaneuver and use that choke point to turn the tides around. And hey, a couple minutes later, it happens, but it's Incendio who wins it again.
I think it's just a very interesting situation here where both marksmen are critical to winning in the late game, but they have different solutions. For Incendio, it's going to be an assassin. For the side of Burn X Flash, it's going to be a mage. It just happens to actually coincidentally favor, and that is that steal. He's alone too. There was no distractions. There were no combos being used. He just goes in solo and gets it done.
No one set that up for him. I agree. No one set that up for him. And right now, Rashi, with this, I think we are going to throw it over to LaFell for an interview with Incendio Supremacy. But we're going to hold on to that for a bit here, and we are just going to be talking about the game a bit more, right? Man, I really think right now with how the day is going, Grok's going to rise in popularity here in the M4.
It's a very funny situation, right? Because now this Grok pick is not just, it's strong. We've seen it, okay? It's very strong. But it's also flexible. So we talked about the two styles, going for prio heroes and going for flexible picks. Grok is both, so he's definitely important.
All right. But I do believe that right now we are going to get an interview with LaFell and Incendio Supremacy's manager. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to actually take a break. Unfortunately, we're not going to get that interview, so we'll see you after this break. Me and Arashi signing out.
You live only once. For once, leave the comfort zone and raise yourself up. Find a new environment. Live life in a different way. Follow your heart. Learn a new thing. Go for a new challenge. Raise up your life through a wonderful journey.
We have Frederick, but with aluminum glass always around the corner, having any kind of disruption would be very, very valuable unless they think that a gold lane needs to be picked up first. But considering that Vietnam already picked their own gold lane, it doesn't seem required. Oh, whoa, what?
No. I like this. All right. I like the Angela pick because you could mitigate or you could be aggressive in the mid lane. And why I like this is because I don't think they should actually draft any kind of disruption because look at MDH. They have a Valentina, right? If you pick a roamer that has game-changing crowd control kind of ability, then you're giving it away to MDH. So it is a double-edged sword. It's like you want this, but you're kind of giving it to the enemy as well. Giving over Angela, you're just giving like an extra shield to one of the members, which is still kind of good. But at least you do not stop the link. True.
But now there's a Benedetta as well as a Lapu. And now that shielding becomes a question, Lapel. If Lapu comes in, disrupts and nukes your backline with the help of a stolen hard guard, that could be a very tough situation to try and deal with for Onic Esports.
Big question now is what will CW use? Wanwan's banned out. Usually he goes for the Beatrix or the Claude. We've seen some Brodies, but honestly, knowing CW, knowing how deep his hero pool is, if you're up against this kind of composition, just go for something crazy, right? You already have some physical damage, and do I call it here? Yeah,
Whoa!
There you go. That's what I'm getting at, man. Just go for it, right? You want to actually let these guys dive onto you because, hey, you are going to be able to dodge a lot with his Mon Force. And CW, again, unique hero pool, very deep hero pool. Utilize that.
I am not biased, but I'm hyped with this draft because Harif has been like again, he's been missing, right? And Angela has 2 targets. You can go to the Link, you can go to the Harif. So they have multiple win conditions. So the Angela is not really restricted into one style of play.
Sebenarnya Onic mereka di hari pertama mereka harus mengalami kekalahan. Tapi ternyata dijawab di hari ketiga mereka memenangkan 2 match mereka yang penting banget. Dan tentunya MDH mereka harus berjuang lagi karena lawan mereka juga sulit. Lawan mereka adalah Todak nantinya.
Ya Todak sebenarnya apapun yang terjadi tetap Todak udah di upper sih. Tapi tapi nggak masalah karena positioningnya juga berpengaruh ke nanti babak knockout. Cuman ya mungkin menurut aku sendiri pukulan keras dari Todak itu berdampak banget ke Onic.
Banget.
Sekarang Onicnya wah galak banget dan lebih apa ya, lebih klop. Mereka tuh bermain sekarang kayak lebih bersinergi satu sama lain.
Dan kayak nggak textbook sih Lim. Kalau misalnya kita ngomongin God lane kan pasti marksman dan marksman kan.
Betul.
Tapi baru 2 tim yang ngebawa Harit di posisi God lane, Falcon dan juga Onic Esport. Jadi ya bisa dibilang ini udah udah bisa dibilang suatu strategi yang dibawain sama Onic. Dan itu berjalan dengan sangat amat manis untuk Onic Esport.
Iya, meskipun hari ini juga mereka ngebawa 2 line up yang berbeda kan
Iya.
ya. Untuk match yang pertama dan match yang ketiga. Tapi somehow aku masih merasakan ini Onic banget gitu. Dari segi strategi yang mereka bawa, dari segi inisiasi yang mereka lakukan juga. Itu udah totally Onic banget.
Kalau Wawa bilangnya tuh mau siapapun diganti mid lane roamernya itu masih Onic banget gitu.
Onic banget.
Benar,
Ya kan?
dan mereka tuh kan gantinya mid lane sama roamer.
Roamer,
Itu
yes.
memang 2 role yang harus sinergian gitu loh.
Iya.
Nah, jadi ketika XP lane dan God lane nggak diganti, gameplaynya tuh akan sama. Jungle itu akan ngikut roamer dan juga mid lanernya. Makanya mereka berani banget ganti-ganti mid lane dan roamer. Apalagi ini matchnya krusial gak sih? Ini
Iya
penentuan
benar-benar.
loh.
Penentuan benar-benar. Aku setuju banget. Tapi ya itu loh Onic yang kita kenal bahkan dari sejak MPL season 10 kemarin.
Ya.
Mereka udah bahkan bisa dibilang ya. Mereka nyari klop-klopannya siapa sama siapa itu waktu di MPL. Ya kan? Mereka sempat pasangin kayak mungkin Keyboy sama Sans ya kan.
Dicobain semua.
Terus tiba-tiba sama HT juga kan udah masuk ke line up dari Onic sendiri. Muncul dari MDL akhirnya sekarang malah memantapkan Onic sekarang udah kayak menurut aku kayak komplit banget gitu loh. Ya kan? Jadi mau siapapun diganti ya gak masalah.
Benar.
Dan mereka punya pool hero yang cukup luas juga. Itu
luas banget dari segi flex pick-nya juga, dari role-nya itu benar-benar cukup fleksibel dari Onic. Dan kita bakal lihat juga untuk itemization-nya seperti apa dari game yang baru saja kita saksikan.
Ya, untuk itemnya ya, tadi sekali lagi mungkin aku notice dari Kairi nih. Menggunakan Swift Crossbow untuk item pertamanya. Itu bisa mempercepat farming, satu, itu enak banget. Dan ada tambahan damage juga yang lumayan lah. Bisa dibilang untuk menopang damage healing yang di awal tuh gak terlalu kuat. Jadi ya makanya tadi di awal mungkin turtle, kelihatan banyak turtle yang diambil sama MDH. Kenapa? Karena memang linknya agak sedikit ketinggalan item. Pemilihan Swift Crossbow di item pertama cukup mahal loh, 1000 gold. Itu yang hilang untuk Swift Crossbow. Jadi ya pantas aja linknya di awal belum terlalu kerasa. Tapi untungnya dia punya Angela yang bisa ya paling gak selain bantu ngasih absorb shield, dia kan bisa ngasih damage juga gitu kan, tipis-tipis. Sementara kalau kita lihat dari match up jungle-nya yaitu Joga. Joga full defense dan ini memang yang perlu dibuild lah sama Benedetta. Dia udah gak boleh lagi nih kalau dia bikin damage nantinya akan sedikit susah di bagian frontlinernya. Kenapa? Lolita memang bisa ada di depan, tapi akan maksimal ketika dia di belakang ada bait di depan. Nah, yang jadi baitnya ini adalah Joga. Makanya dia bikin itemnya full defense. Sementara untuk XP lane-nya nih, lapu-lapu dari The King yang tadi sempat udah gue notice juga, di mana dia bikin item defense untuk magicalnya, tapi tidak untuk dari physical defense-nya. Yang akhirnya Kairi bebas banget, rotasi langsung ke lane The King, dia adu pukul, kayak dipukul sekali aja tuh kurangnya banyak banget. Ya dan bahkan di item selanjutnya dia masih pakai Hunter Strike, dia cukup pede. Dia butuh damage buat ngelawan balik, tapi sayangnya ya ketika udah jadi item semua dari Kairi, damage-nya udah gak ketahan lagi.
Udah gak kebendung ya?
Iya, 5 item. Bahkan item terakhir Malefic Roar dengan tambahan penetrasi semakin gila lagi dari Kairi. 11-0, buset. Ini jungle ngacak-ngacak sendiri dan memang seperti yang tadi pertama gue bilang, one man show adalah konsep ketika sudah ada Angela. Gak kefokus ke ceweknya dibiarin. Jadi intinya Kairi masuk bersama dengan Samo HT, cewek cari momen sendiri. Dia usaha sendiri, nyari timing sendiri. Ketika dia masuk, memang momen dia free dan dia bisa ngacak-ngacak. Apalagi itemnya udah jadi semua, 5 item. Dengan first itemnya, Peter of Heaven yang sekarang udah ada cooldown dari Book of Sage. Itu bikin Chrono Dash-nya bisa di-spam terus-terusan.
Gila, 88% teamfight participation dari Sans ini yang ngebuka sebenarnya reward manipulation yang kita udah bahas ya, dengan immobilize, dengan slow effect juga. Ini bisa ngebantu banget teamfight untuk tim Onyx sendiri. Dan bahkan buat Kairi ini ngebantu banget dengan slow effect yang didapatkan. Dia bisa ngejar ke arah backline-nya, apalagi kalau sampai hehe-nya benar-benar kejebak di area reward manipulation. Dan Boots yang mungkin jadi target bulan-bulanan ya dari awal. Ketika dia belum dapetin item defensif, dia benar-benar diincar oleh pemain-pemain dari MDH. Dan karena kalau misalnya mau ngejar ke arah cewek, ini anggapannya kayak bisa dibilang ya sebenarnya 50-50 sih. Kalau mau ngincer ke arah cewek, Samo HT bisa tiba-tiba datang dengan satu buah heart guard ya kan. Dan mau gak mau Jenard ketika mau culik cewek, dia harus buka satu buah Numian Blast-nya. Jadi ngebuang resource yang dia miliki sebenarnya. Tapi ternyata MVP kita by Infinix Note Series tentunya jatuh ke tangan seorang Kyrie di sini yang gak tumbang sama sekali.
Iya, dengan KDA 11.03 ya berhasil diamankan gold per menit yang juga cukup banyak. Emang terbukti dari awal ini Kyrie selalu hadir di seluruh lini dari lane of down kali.
Ya dan sebenarnya ya dengan kill participation yang banyak kayak gini, otomatis memang rotasinya tuh dipimpin sama Kyrie. Karena kan Samoa HT dia pakai Angela, dia nggak bisa ngebuka-buka bus langsung jalan-jalan, nggak bisa. Tapi ya Kyrie berani banget untuk memimpin dan memang untungnya Samoa HT juga timing dari hurt guard-nya sangat-sangat bagus. Dan ya kita akan melihat highlight by Infinix yang dimana early game-nya bisa dibilang MDH ini lumayan lah bisa ngelawan sedikit dengan objektif yang didapatkan 2 kali turtle yang bisa diraih sama MDH itu lumayan banget untuk nge-boosting lagi dari sisi goldnya, dari sisi XP-nya. Namun ketika masuk ke turtle ketiga, Onic lebih merajalela lagi. Poinnya adalah ketika cewek udah dapetin item yang dibutuhkan untuk nge-spam dari Chrono Dash dan ngasih damage juga yang sakit banget. Sementara Boots ini berperan sebagai tumbal proyek. Karena selalu ada Boots ketika di front line itu akan dipukulin abis. Dipukulin abis dan dia nggak dibantu sama Angela. Itu memang konsep yang diinginkan sama Onic Esport. Kenapa? Karena Angelanya masuk ke arah Kyrie yang bisa ngacak-ngacak nantinya. Betul. Seperti di momen ini. Timing masuk dari Kyrie. Dia berani banget buka Tempest of Blade duluan sebagai inisiasi. Dan sisanya pemain dari Onic ngerti semua dan siap di posisi semua.
Oke, tapi kita mau mendengarkan interview terlebih dahulu dengan tim Onic Esports tentunya.
Thank you very much, Mirko, as well as Arashi for the post-game analysis. And yes, my name is Ophel, and I'm with the MVP of the game just now, the best jungler in MBL Indonesia, as well as Derek Courage. Let's welcome Kyrie and Courage Aldo. Give them a big round of applause. Kyrie, now again, that was an amazing match. You guys closed out so fast. Before the game start, I saw you here setting up. You were smiling. You looked like you were ready. Did you guys already anticipated that you were going to use the Ling in this game?
No, I laughed because we were singing.
You guys were laughing because you were singing. Now, Kyrie is here, but I also want to ask Coach Aldo because in this group stage, it started off with Onic going up against todak, and I don't know why, but so far Onic going up against todak, it's been up and down, but todak has won quite a lot. How did you guys feel after the first day, and how do you guys readjust for today winning 2-0?
I think for the match against todak, we need to give it up to todak. They draft well, they outdrafted us, and yeah, we just reset and focus on the next game, and yeah, we leave the past behind and just see the next one.
Kyrie, since you were in the game itself, when todak pressured you a lot, was it annoying?
Actually, it is, but I'm used to it, so I just tried to find a way to still win without getting the blue buff. But
all right, that's the mentality that we need. Thank you very much. That's the mentality that we need. Try to win even while being pressured. Now, since Onic Esports, you guys are starting in the upper brackets. If Blacklist does well today, they will be going to the upper brackets as well. And there is a chance, Kyrie, that you will be going up against Blacklist. Are you looking forward to fight with them?
Yeah. Yes.
Give a little bit more. You're going up against Blacklist. Why do you want to beat them?
Because they always beat me.
He wants to beat them because they always beat him. Guys, give a big round of applause for Kyrie. I mean, come on. You are mechanically gifted. And right now, with everyone watching, you guys are doing well. You guys are starting in the upper brackets. Kyrie, is there anything that you want to say to everyone that came here, that supported Onic, as well as everyone at home watching?
Just continue to support us and look forward in our next matches, and we're gonna prepare well for the playoffs.
Yes, looks like Onic will prepare well for the playoffs. Thank you again very much, Kyrie, as well as Coach Aldo. You guys are amazing. And with that being said, they have secured the upper brackets. We will see what will go on for the rest of the day because, again, a lot of great matches will be happening again very, very soon. And with that being said, I'm gonna throw it over back to Mirko as well as Arashi to give their thoughts as well.
Itu dia wawancaranya, ternyata memang pengen ketemu sama Blacklist.
Iya, karena mereka selalu ngalahin
Iya,
Kyrie
iya.
katanya.
Agak sedikit pasrah ya sebenarnya. Cuman ya
udah
pastinya
lah ya.
dia punya ya sesuatu pride lah nantinya
Iya.
akan
Iya.
dipakai buat kalau lawan Blacklist kalau ya.
Kalau ya, dan karena bisa dibilang ya ini momennya dia untuk balas dendam kan.
Betul.
Jadi ya bisa dibilang harus dimaksimalkan kalau memang misalnya nanti Onic ketemu sama Blacklist.
Harus dong.
Wow, tapi yang pastinya congratulations sekali lagi untuk tim Onic Esports dan kalian para gamers tentunya. Kalian pasti suka banget kan main Mlbb apalagi habis reset ya.
Yes.
Kalian kudu banget nih harus tahu Axis tuh punya paket yang oke banget, kasih kuota utama buat ngegame apa aja. Plus ada bonus diamond buat kebutuhan gaming kamu. Nama paketnya itu Warnet plus game token Mobile Legends. Jadi ini khusus banget buat kalian. Harganya murah banget, cuma mulai dari 5.000 aja.
Wow.
Dan kalian bisa dapetin langsung kuota 3 giga. Ini kuota utama ya. Dan yang pastinya juga kalian bisa dapetin diamond MLBB. Jadi buruan langsung beli paketnya cuma di aplikasi AxisNet ya. Langsung aja di download aplikasi AxisNet. Dan yang pastinya kalian juga gampang banget cara belinya. Kalian tinggal buka aplikasi AxisNet di HP kamu. Terus cari icon paket dan udah gitu pilih yang internet. Nanti bakal cari deh ada produk Warnet plus game token MLBB. Jadi kalian tinggal pilih aja sesuai dengan kebutuhan kalian. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian belum punya aplikasinya langsung download langsung di Google Play Store atau di Apple Store. Jadi bikin pengalaman gaming kamu makin asik dan seru dengan Axis. Hashtag kenapa enggak?
Wah, lumayan banget nih ya untuk para gamers dan dengan Euphoria M4 yang ternyata semakin seru.
Wow.
Ini wajib banget buat kalian juga beli tiket M4 World Championship babak knockout stage ya. Karena sebentar lagi kita bakal masuk ke babak knockout stage karena grup stage-nya cuma 4 hari. Habis itu kita bakal langsung lanjut ke babak knockout di tenis indoor Senayan. Sekarang juga belinya sebelum kehabisan karena udah banyak banget nih yang sold out. Belinya di mana? Langsung aja kalian ke Mlbb, bisa download aplikasinya atau langsung ke website yang ada di bawah ini di blip.li/m4 sekarang juga.
Betul banget. Dan yang pastinya juga siapa yang pengen jadi pro player? Aku mau daftar MDL dulu guys.
Waduh.
Aku kan romer sejati.
MDL tuh sekarang udah bisa daftar ya? Ci?
Udah bisa. Apalagi Lim yang jago juga nih kayak Nevin juga ya. Kita bisa bikin satu tim sama Kowawa. Tapi
saya jadi pelatih aja.
Analis.
Kalau rosternya Kowawa langsung jadi pelatih.
Iya kan dia CEO lah boleh lah. Aja
Dan
lah.
yang pastinya buat teman-teman juga yang pengen ikutan MDL boleh banget kalian langsung aja daftarkan tim kalian karena lagi open qualifier di tanggal 2 kemarin sampai nanti tanggal 8 Januari ya teman-teman. Jadi waktunya tinggal sebentar lagi, 5 hari lagi waktu tersisa buat kalian untuk ikutan MDL open qualifier.
Yes.
Karena ini gampang banget, kalian tinggal langsung aja ke website MDL buat daftar. Nanti di sana bakal dipilih 2 tim terbaik dari open qualifier. Kita mau ikutan gak nih?
Kita jangan sih, saran aku jangan sih.
Aku juga sih.
Daripada kita kalah pertama ya.
Agak malu ya kalau bisa kalah pertama.
Nah, lumayan bisa dapetin slot regular season MDL.
Iya.
Terus nanti siapa yang nge-cash sih?
Yang nge-cash siapa ya?
Jangan ya, kita masih butuh
Jangan
uang di
ngomong.
sini. Ya, teman-teman. Aduh, dan yang pastinya juga, wah ini tentunya menjadi hari yang luar biasa karena bisa dibilang tim Indonesia kita, satu tim Indonesia yang sudah mengamankan slot upper bracket. Tapi tentunya kita punya pertandingan selanjutnya di mana Burn Express harus berjuang lagi. Dan kali ini lawannya benar-benar sulit banget yaitu Blacklist International.
Oke, jadi kita akan lihat seperti apa pastinya karena banyak banget nih match yang tersisa, masih ada 3 match yang tersisa. Masih ada caster-caster kita yang tersayang juga pokoknya ada Gyu, Awul, dan juga KB.
Benar banget. Jadi buat teman-teman jangan kemana-mana, stay tune terus. Kita akan kembali setelah break yang satu ini masih di M4 World Esports Championship. Bye-bye.
unik ataupun memang strategi yang luar negara kita
Iya.
sangat mendukung Blacklist seperti ya.
Mostly ya,
Mostly.
tapi memang dari Kambodia yang
Betul.
memang mostly ke arah teman-teman dari Burn X Flash.
Pasti dong.
Karena tadi sebelumnya ada juga.
Kenapa dong?
Makanya tadi kan talent prediction aja itu talent icework itu dari ini ya, dari Kamboja.
Kamboja.
Makanya dia yang memilih Burn Flash.
Betul,
Sendiri.
Lagi.
Tapi ada di match sebelumnya yang tim dari sendirinya malah dukung tim lawannya.
Nggak apa-apa.
Nggak apa-apa.
Nggak apa-apa. Tidak ada yang salah kok dari itu.
Tidak ada yang salah.
Tidak ada yang salah dari
Tidak ada yang salah. Tapi memang mungkin kita juga
For any teams that have Hesa as a part of the lineup is let Hesa carry. So now that there has to be some sort of macro decision or at least a team decision that goes into this. So now going into the draft, we'll see how much of a priority goes into that gold lane if we're going to see hard picks on carry. Hell, if we're going to try to revive Beatrix's win rate as we go into the draft, it's a best of one. It's Burn X Flash on the play. Blacklist answering back. There goes the Benedetta, the Valentina. Glue taken out by Blacklist. And there's a carry.
Oh my god. As we all know, well, in M4 particular, carry has been so prio. And for a reason, its win rate is so high that let's see, Burn X Flash, can they take advantage? Are they aware that Blacklist might just ban out that carry? Now, if we're talking about the drafts here, D7, like we mentioned earlier, they like to use the initiator tanks, initiator roams, but we saw Estes and he performed well.
Now that's the thing, right? So we're seeing all these members from Burn X Flash already developing, right?
Yeah.
Because we're known to see that D7 likes the initiator tanks, but he came up with a healer. And that's something that perhaps Blacklist needs to keep an eye on. As we're going to take a look at the last ban from Burn X Flash, it is going to be the Theramis taken away. And this leaves a few options here. Joy has been left open, 1-1 as well, but Blacklist sees that 1-1 was a comfort hero for Fury, and so they're going to take it away here in the first phase.
A lot of prios indeed here, Leo. So, Joy, you're right, and perhaps Eve is also open. Now, Burn X Flash, what are they going to side here? Because again, in the hands of Haji, that Eve can be very, very deadly.
Oh yeah, you're looking at a huge mid-lane matchup, and Haji's Farsa is very key. I think you just have to make sure that Haji Farsa is safe from a possible Lapu-Lapu or something that can really dive in the back. Even Kaja, heroes like Kaja are going to be super important here in the draft. But what exactly does Burn X Flash prioritize? You also got to consider what's coming back from the swing back, right? There's the Joy, of course.
Yeah. Burn X Flash, the Joy is very prio, and of course, Joy M4 win rate not too convincing, but I guess with a strong pilot, they are confident. But, oh, Blacklist, they respond quickly. You talked about Kaja, I talked about the Eve, and there you go. A hero, or potentially Venus and Haji.
The thing about what we're seeing on stage right now in terms of the drafting phase is the fact that Burn X Flash has way more flex. We have no idea where this Joy is going to go. Initially, we thought the Joy was more of an EXP laner, perhaps a roamer, but we've actually seen her in the jungler as well. And when we look at Blacklist, we know exactly where these heroes are going. It could be a flex here from Kaja. It could be on the hands of Venus once again, like the last time they played. Or it also can be a Kaja jungler.
See here again, the response for the side of Burn X Flash. I feel like they can secure a marksman here early on before the second phase just to have that damage dealer. But they looks like they are going to prioritize that Akai and as well as Xavier. So what they're saying is, yeah, Joy still flex Akai again. Can be put in the roam or the jungler, but that Xavier, good counter, a good matchup against the Eve, but a fast response again here, Leo.
Yep, they know exactly what they're going into. I like how Oheb here picks up the Claude. I mean, no question. I don't think you want to flex a hero as important as a Claude. Actually looking up what the Claude has been doing so far, but just off the top, right? You have players like Gusta Lagusta doing so well with it from RQ Akira, and certainly you can say that Claude is doing well. Sitting at about 60% win rate. 60% win rate on the Claude these days in M4 group stage. I'm liking those odds. But for Burn X Flash, I gotta say, there's really not much of a flex when it comes to the jungler, because if you want to be tricky and cheeky against Blacks International,
this is not the time because that Akai has to definitely go into the jungle.
True, I agree. And okay, Blacklist International, straightforward attempt here. Beatrix banned. What do you think about this, Eterna? Because it seems like from the composition, Blacklist, they are quite straightforward. Eve with the utility, Kaja for that crowd control. Phoenix Flash, though, it's still quite up in the air.
That's a good point here. And I also wanted to bring out the fact of why they banned the Beatrix, right? We saw it being played once in the hands of CW. It didn't work too well. I do feel with adjustments that she's experienced so far, she isn't as a reliable gold laner as she used to be. And when we're talking about what you mentioned about the composition coming in from Burn X Flash, they need to be able to defend that backline because as we all know, Xavier dishes out a lot of damage, but he's also very susceptible to heroes that can rush into the backline. So we see a Fredrin being banned, makes sense, and I think perhaps the next time they're gonna go for the same route as well.
Yeah, they're gonna slowly choke out King Wise's picks, right? There's already a Kai on board. They took out the Fredrin. The Valentina has already been banned first phase. I would not be surprised if maybe this was a Guinevere, one of those pocket picks that Wise debuted in the MPL Season 10 playoffs. So maybe, but what's left here? What's left here for Fury? A Harris?
Exactly.
A Clint?
Exactly, 4
Brody.
marksmen. Oh my god. Perhaps some Brody might come through. But what an approach here from the side of Blacklist. 4 marksmen banned out. And again, yeah, Fury, what are the options left? But it seems like they should saw this coming. They should have seen this coming.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next Flash, one last ban. Are they going to commit to a potentially jungler? Are they going for the hero for Wise?
Yeah, no, this right here might even go last pick. Wise has a hero pool about the size of a dictionary.
I agree.
Right? You know, he can make Layla work in the jungle for all I care. But I think this is going to be an Edward pick. On the swing back, definitely. Let's see what Burnex Flash has in... Oh, yeah, see, that's why. They wanted to make sure that whatever I'm Your ADM was going to bring in, he was at least choosing his poison. So no Fredrin, no Lapu Lapu. What does Blacklist come in with? I'm guessing this has to be an XP laner.
I honestly think a Masha wouldn't be too bad here because the Masha could rush the Xavier in the back line and it would be very difficult to protect him without any sources of CC at the moment coming in from Burnex Flash.
Or a pack.
Exactly.
Maybe a pack. Like those two heroes can find angles onto the back line.
You're right. I think I like the pack more because it's just more not one-dimensionally, but okay. Yuzong can work here. I like the Yuzong pick. It can go immediately towards the backside.
Straight line.
That Savior.
Straight line.
Yeah, forcing that Savior perhaps pops a spell and perhaps run, retreat. Now Burn X Flash. Last 2 heroes. What do they need? They need a marksman. They need a solid one. I feel like they lack DPS. So with the marksman, a lot of the marksmen banned out, what are those left?
They need a marksman and a roamer.
Honestly, Melissa could work here.
Melissa might work.
Because right now, Blacklist has so much dive that the Melissa, with her go away, it could actually help her in those team fights.
I'm with you there. Maybe even a solid alternative would be a Clint if the Melissa is a little too cheeky. There was a time in the past maybe 3 months that Melissa was a big, but no. We're gonna go ahead and pick up Brody, who got a small buff in the recent patch, and then channeling a little bit of those Matilda Airlines vibes. Matilda has been here and there here in the group stage, don't you think?
It's a little bit a shaky hero as well. In the M4, win rate not too hot, but I guess, again, Matilda provides with that guide wing, can assist a lot. And of course, that extra quote-unquote flicker might just get your team easy to disengage, easier to engage as well. But now, let's see, the final pick. They need a jungler. They need a hero for Wise.
Jungler or roamer?
It's gonna be a jungler. Oh, unless this is gonna be Kat jungle.
There you go.
You're right. Kaja will.
No. Wait. This could also still. Never mind.
No.
All right, too cheeky. No. I was about to say Jungle Angela. Nothing is impossible. All right.
It's Blacklist, right?
Yeah.
Blacklist.
But yes, the Kaja is going to be pulled into the hands of Wise, going to be supported by Oh My Venus on the Angela. So both compositions have been set in stone here as they are going head-to-head into the Land of Dawn. But before we get into it, any quick predictions?
Looking at their lineup here, This is so Blacklist. I gotta say, this is so Blacklist. And with that Angela pick, I can't remember the last time I saw Blacklist field an Angela, but this is Ube across the map.
All right.
Yeah, V can be anywhere and then just jump in.
Well, I expect a slow early game here. Perhaps pre-4, nothing much will happen. But perhaps after 4, especially level 8, that is just all-out war from both teams. Let's see.
All right, going into game 1. In the best of 1, it's Blacklist International versus Burn X Flash. Folks, mind the rotations here. Where do these junglers start first?
Welcome to
It seems like, okay,
Legends.
Akai and as well as Kaja will start from the bottom. So Akai will have that orange buff, but Blacklist will prio that purple buff. So rotation-wise, they will meet top side in the first few minutes.
Oh, this is interesting, right? Because like you mentioned, there's not going to be too much of an early game here because most of the heroes that both of the teams have opted for are going to be reliant on that level 4. We have the Xavier who needs that Dawning Light as well as Haji with the real-world manipulation. So in the early game, they do have a buff for Burn X Flash because they brought the Matilda. It is going to help them to clear those waves, but the way that Oh My Venus is rotating here.
Oh yeah, no, the Queen started early. I'm your ATM getting in a Wise's face. Little Wanderer going over. Retribution used very well here. Kaja securing it. That's a small advantage for Blacklist.
Both teams are doing their job, right? Poking, trying to deal damage, trying to give out information as well. But oh my god, Seacat, what was that?
Flicker.
Oh no, he's a little too forward. Gets that love strings on, but could not get the stun.
We're going to see, right? Because in terms of a gameplay, Blacklist, they're really used to these slow-paced games where Burn X Flash, they're notoriously known to try and end things early. So if this goes until a prolonged fight, but
Seacat! Oh, great use of the guiding winds. Thank you so much, D7.
he needs to be careful at this point, right? He missed the flicker in that early part. He was a little bit too forward in his positioning. Luckily, D7 was still able to get him out with a guiding wind. But if that continues to happen, Blacklist definitely going to be able to capitalize on those mistakes.
And that is why Matilda is quite prio here with the saves, with the assist, with that guiding wind. Can come to clutch when your team needs it. Okay, first hurdle, you can see your top side is already both teams are already rotating top side.
That's an early use of the Black Dragon form here. Edward jumping on to Sion. And here comes the Heart Guard. Can Sion get it? Oh no, first blood drawn by the Queen. Turtle here gonna be taken by King Wise. And there's an early Dawning Light. One problem I see for the Burn X Flash lineup is already they are behind when it comes to range. Usually Matildas are used to try and move around your main damage dealers. But here, he's been using it to try and save a Seacat who's a little too forward. So already in the early game, it's very tough for Burn.
Which is quite interesting, right? Because Seacat is on a Savior, which, well, his ultimates can be used globally. But now, I'm your OTM trying to somehow steal. Cheeky move. But of course, with that retribution, he is able to receive it. Now, Blacklist, textbook Blacklist here. First 3 minutes, Turtle, only first blood. So I guess Burn, they need to be careful not to get driven by the gameplay of Blacklist International.
When we're talking about tempo here, it does seem like Blacklist is still playing safe. They're not looking for anything too crazy because they also understand that they need to wait for their power spikes to happen. Whereas Burn X Flash, they're going aggressive.
Oh no, heavy spin on the Angela. Hitting that. Venus falls, that's already a kill. Seacat in trouble, committing the flicker. Oh, Heb with the blazing duet. And that's already another one going down. Can they get it 1 for 1 so far? Oh, this is a good time to disengage. I'm your ATM. Got him. Oh, this is something that I think we haven't really seen so much of. They're not done yet. Oh, Black Dragon form. Oh, did they call off the Heart Guard? Or they're still in there? He's still in there.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're behind enemy lines. No. Coming in. Can they kind of punish? Sion goes down. Edward gets the kill. Seacat gets a Dawning Light. Not enough damage on the Savior just yet. They're not yet done. And they're going to back out.
Wow, what was that? Eterna, what happened? A lot of team fight with Blacklist came still on top. They established a 2,000 gold lead, and of course, Oheb here farming gold. Oh, 2v1. Fury might be caught.
Oh, pop it on a string. Fury's in trouble. There's 3 members here. Gets that Void Crystal up. D7 to the rescue. Oh, they're fine.
The problem was that Burn X Flash, they were caught in the way that Blacklist was trying to set that team fight, but why?
Divine Judgment onto ATM. They withdraw his life away from him.
Beautiful.
Cash money.
Beautiful, beautiful by Blacklist right now. They're really good at splitting things up. For the moment, we can see that Blacklist has been getting way better trades, and we're going to see what happens here around the turtle.
Oh, I thought they were going to clutch it. Sion with the heavy spin. He really did try. He really did try, but couldn't find that angle against the Kaja.
Still a Blacklist game here, it seems like. 2,000 gold lead. Burn X Flash, what can they do? Realizing that they sort of lost the early game here. Item-wise, they are slightly behind. Take a look at the gold here. Brody, 3,000. Meanwhile, Claude is almost 4,000. So even OHEB got to DHS. So again, Burn X Flash, they need to pick their fights because right now, it's not looking good.
Oh no, Fury, can he survive? Haji keeps him in place for OHEB to clean up a dawning light just to check if they could get a cheeky kill in. Oh man, can I just say, I think Seacat Savior might be the one thing that can save Burn X Flash right now. But wait, down bottom, 3v2. Oh no, Sion gets slowed down. Few bullets in him. Oh my Venus, keeping tabs on the back line. Love waves out. Here comes Wise. And they find him. He does have the Divine Judgment on. Ooh. Oh, there's a pull, there's a pull! Sion goes down as well. OHEB, BMI on forward. They are in deep, taking down tier 1.
Ooh, so aggressive coming from Blacklist. They see the opportunity. They see the weakest link is Fury at the moment, realizing that this KDA is 0-1-0. They're doing a great time at punishing him. Meanwhile, OHEB already 3-0-0 KDA, and he's not even at the golden staff yet, but here we go. So much poke, so much damage, and I get what you mean about the fact that they're losing in terms of that range.
We are playing the back row game here. Burn X Flash. They need, again, to be more patient here. Wait for the farm. Wait for the items because Blacklist right now, it was 2,000 1 minute ago. And take a look, it got doubled. 4,000 now, and I'm your ATM.
Oh, forcing out the Blazing Duet and the Heart Guard. Oh my Venus saving OHEB up top. I'm your ATM. I think is another way that Burn X Flash can come back. If he can scale up and get into that back line again, make this range deficit less of a factor, then maybe Burn X Flash can make a comeback here in the mid-game. A turtle is up. Haji answers back with an RWM. D7 very low. ATM dashing on through. Could not get that ult to pop off. But right now, I don't think it's a non-factor. Burn X Flash, maybe they should just take it easy. Take what they can from their side of the map.
I don't know, because when it comes down to the team fight, it's going to be a little bit too difficult. Right now, Blacklist, they were relying on the fact that they can go in full. They're all dive heroes except for Haji, but because of the buff towards the Eve, nothing can basically cancel that ultimate. The only person who can do it is Franco as well as Kaja, and the Kaja is on the wrong side of the team.
Oh, that's just unfortunate.
The thing about Blacklist, right? I can see why they draft Claude. There's a Kai. There's also Mathilda. It's just so hard for you to face check even.
And there's a Joy.
There's a Joy as well. And so again, he has already the Golden Staff and DHS. Again, Akai, you jump in, what he's trying to do. I have movement speed, attack speed, and as well as that the DHS just melts any tanks.
Oh no.
OHEB just picked up OHEB just picked up his golden staff, so all the more there are gonna be some moments where unless it's a 3v1, he won't need Oh my Venus help. But look, this is what I was talking about. Fury almost getting out of there as soon as he dives into that bush, gets an ult off. He's the one who's torn apart instead of those memories. And now D7 gets on out, gets that dash, pulls Sion out of there, and they survive.
That's the problem of the lack of CC that Burn X Flash has in their arsenal. The only thing that they can rely on is the Mystic Fields from Seacat, but if Seacat gets out of position a little bit, he gets taken down with the Divine Judgment coming in from Kaja. So what exactly can Burn X Flash do here, Goni?
I mean, it's a matter of, they need divine intervention, right? Blacklist, they are ahead, 6,000 gold lead, and take a look at the map. They are really good at controlling this map so that Burn X Flash struggle to farm. And we can see here, in the next minute, the Lord will be up, and Blacklist, they are still just choking on Burn X Flash. They are low-key toying with their food. But let's see, Burnex Flash, they need divine intervention.
Yeah, and that's going to come in the form of a mistake from Blacks International. But with a lineup like this, right? With a lineup that has global presence. Now, Edward just gets one on Fury. Here comes Omaivina. Sion trying to push him underneath tier 2 turret. But the Black Dragon's going to survive, going to get away with it. Here comes Haji to the rescue. Didn't need it much. So here's what you guys were talking about, right? They're going to start choking out the jungle. Almost took the life out of Seacat there. And now they're going to start taking these buffs and even small camels.
Not looking good here. 20 seconds to the next Lord and Burnex Flash. They are, again, they need to pick their fights. They need to realize that they have Xavier, but I'm your ATM. What are you doing?
Doesn't have a Divine Judgment on, though, so he is going to survive. Ghani, you were just talking about how the Lord was away a minute, yeah? I thought Burn was going to try to play it safe. I thought they were going to not cross any turrets or at least show themselves. But they got another pick off down there, and it was on Fury. So it's so hard. It's so hard to be burned right now.
Right now, Black was already on to the next objective. And as I was thinking about it, right, I see the way that Venus is rotating. Most of the time, Venus is on Venus's own. And so I thought that you could pick Venus off alone, but the way that he's rotating, it's beautiful to see. It's so difficult to pick Venus off at this point.
Blacklist International. They only lost Venus, right? Only 1 kill, and the rest, perfect game. And Blacklist, with this first Lord, what they're aiming for is, of course, to take down the tier 1 and 2s in the mid side and perhaps get a cheeky base turret if Burnex Flash makes a mistake. Let's see the defense from Burnex Flash. Again, they are behind 8,000 gold.
Yeah, what's impressive is the fact that Blacklist hasn't taken this mid lane turret. So the main artery for Burnex Flash to be able to farm is still up there. Oh, but wait, Sion, very low. And ATM gets a cheeky push down bottom. So they're not out just yet.
Now that's the thing that they can do, right? All they can do right now is try to play towards the opposite side of the map, find out where Blacklist is currently situated in, because they're used to playing with 5, they stick together, they're super uve, and that might actually be the way that they can turn things around.
This is what I expected them to play 2-3 minutes ago. Pick their fights. Let's see. Edward initiating again with the Black Dragon form. Not committed just yet, though. He realizes that it is not time, so he holds it back. Right now, again, Blacklist with this big minions coming in. They are trying to target the tier 1s and 2s left in the mid side. But let's see. Burnex Flash.
Oh!
Almost there. But let's see. Again, the defense and offense.
Yep, real world manipulation. Putting up a box. You shall not pass, says Haji. Just stopping, deterring Burnex Flash from defending. And look at this. Oh, Sion's playing with fire. Here comes AM, your ATM. Looking to get an ult popped off. He does get it, but there's no one to help him. And here's the puppet on the strings. Vengeance put up. Not enough damage. Blacks International times that out. Run, Joy, run. Where's she going? ATM. Oh, writing's on the wall. He goes down as well.
Stoppable for Oheb as well. And again, Blacklist here. Comfortable lead. And again, only 1 kill Burnex Flash can get. Let's take a look at the items here. Yuzong, almost 4 items. Full items. Dominance, Ice, Hunter Strike, Oracle. So hybrid build as per usual. But take a look at the Claude. Full item only with the Steel Egg Plates. Let's see. With this Siege, base turret number 1 will folio.
Oh no, the Bakunawa, the giant dragon goes into the back line, helping them with that inhibitor push. And that's permanent damage. That's something that Burnex Flash has to constantly send someone to defend for. And here's where Seacat's gonna come in. Again, I've been hyping up Seacat since about minute 3, minute 4, because that's where a lot of Burnex Flash's eggs lie, in that Seacat basket. This savior is actually gonna be their way back, but it's so hard since it seems like he's behind on farm. He needs to help. He needs some help.
He's bottom 2.
Oh,
exactly. He's bottom 2.
How
and
is that?
In the 13th minute, he's only secured, 3 items? So it's going to be very difficult for them to rely on the damage of Xavier, seeing that the damage is lacking in terms of the items. It's going to be very difficult for him to relay that message onto the members of Blacklist right now. And even if he does burst, right? Who is there to be able to follow it up? Especially on the important members like Oheb, who already has the Wind of Nature. So even if there is a torn apart memory, the damage is not going to go through. And Blacklist with another objective, easy Lord.
It's a free Lord, but down bottom, I'm Your ATM was trying to make a play.
This is bad.
Yeah,
though.
put V in parallel. Oh no, at least they get away. Recall successful. I'm Your ATM, the only one left here again. He's buying time. Oh, and I think he's gonna get, look at that. Look at that run. Oh, puppet on a string, timed out just before the stun comes in. And wow, he's running laps around Blacklist.
The Great Escape. I'm your ATM. Managed to survive that one, but the job is not done yet. They need to defend this Lord. Blacklist International now, double digits gold lead, and again, 2 base turrets left. I feel like Blacklist, if they play this out perfectly, they can end the game.
Wow, they really snowballed from that early game. It's tough to see what can Burn X Flash do right now. The Lord is already marching there in the bottom side. I'm your ATM trying to buy time again, perhaps to give his teammates some space here in the mid side.
Yeah, so in this late game situation, I'm your ATM is going to be that bridge. Get that stun on the Wise, maybe a few stacks. I'm your ATM in trouble. Pops the Vengeance, just survive. Dawning Light to help clear the minions. Lord marches on through, gets taken down by that base. And Haji though, oh my lord, taking down that Panda. Sion laid out underneath his base. Edward gets a little bit of heart guard action on. Dawning Light, clear some waves again. Bottom lane, mid lane, top lane, no more base turrets for Burn X Flash. And this could be it. I'm your ATM gets popped by Oheb, the Filipino sniper, making his way with dual pistols, and Blacks International just waiting for that last wave.
Oh, it's not looking good here. They are 2 members up here for Blacklist. And look at this, Oheb going to the backside.
Yeah, trying to help him finish, but down goes Fury. Down goes another D7. They're just holding on for dear life. Sion just barely coming back, but it's way too late. Blacks International takes the game.
Textbook performance by Blacklist. That was a very strong show of what the defending champions are made of.
Congratulations,
Wow.
Blacklist. Congratulations. A nice ride for the side of Burn X Flash. When you have an Akai in your comp and you don't get any neutral objectives, that's something, right? And the Blacklist, with that Kaja, and of course with the support of the other members, they are able to give the early aggression, choke out Burn X Flash, and Burn X Flash, they didn't manage to control, they don't have their own tempo, they don't have their own pace, and that is where Blacklist International just eats them up.
The one thing that I think Blacklist International needed help with in terms of their lineup was a little bit of vision, right? Your roamer is an Angela, and the best that you could do is like control parts of the map where your opponents are not, because again, you have global presence. And then if it does come to like a bush check situation, you can throw out the love waves. But here, it didn't even seem like Blacklist needed help with vision. Because again, I think they were just more aware of where they were and what they needed to do in the current time frame, like early, mid, and late. So pacing, vision-wise, they made up for all of the possible weaknesses that they could have had, and it resulted in such a super clean game.
You're right. It snowballed from that early game. It was beautiful to see. And I gotta say, Burn X Flash now, they're sitting at 3-0 losses.
Yeah. 0-3, you're right.
0-3.
0-3. A confirmed lower bracket, but again, Burn X Flash, perhaps they can take the group stage as a learning process.
There's no L for loss.
Yes.
Exactly. To go all in the knockouts. Now, Blacklist International, sticky situation, different situation. They are now 2-0, so perhaps they are going to secure also.
Yeah, my heart goes out to the Khmer. Again, there's a lot of talk going into the group stage of M4 about this squad, right? They are the MPL Cambodia champions. But yeah, I agree with you guys. They could use the group stage to help ignite a fire that burns even brighter going into the knockout stage. Gani, talk to us about this game. It was 15 minutes long, and Burn got 1 kill in. What made that happen?
It was textbook from Blacklist, 15-1. Burn X Flash only managed to catch Venus once, and after that, it was just all Blacklist. Low-key, a perfect game. Take a look at the composition. Edward just knows what he does best in that EXP 404 as a Yuzong. He knows when to come in, he knows when to back, and of course, Wise with that utility jungler coming in on that Kaja. Brute Force Blessed Thread for extra movement speed as well. And of course, that Thunderbelt for extra mana regen as well. Works well because now with that items built, he is tanky, he is ready to just secure neutral objectives, and 10 assists he got. Now, let's talk about Oheb. 703 on a Claude against Sakai, against Joy, and as well as Mathilda. You're right. Golden Staff, VHS, Corrosion Scythe, and And don't forget, he still respects and build the Athena and as well as Wind of Nature. Now, I like that approach from Oheb, but Burn X Flash, what can they do differently? Personally, I don't like their Kai pick that early.
It was something that I think they just reverted to. It's a safe pick. And the way that Sion played, you know that they had a plan and they were trying to execute on it. But here in this about 16-minute matchup against Blacks International, just wasn't in the cards.
It really wasn't. And now we're going to take a look at the post-game stats to really see the numbers. Because when we just see the kills, it feels very one-sided. But it turns out, in terms of those stats, it was one-sided as well. And notice that 3 members from the side of Burn X Flash, unfortunately, 0% KDA. That shows how difficult it was for them to even get a proper team fight going.
Yeah, no, that was what Gani was pointing out, that they only killed Oh My Venus once, and it was Sion and D7 who did it. But here's what I was talking about, how it was Sion who was trying to make a play with that Akai. He was the one who got dealt the most damage.
It's hard. Again, against a Claude with that DHS and Golden Staff, as an Akai, what are you trying to do? Remember, he is the jungler. You don't have Flicker, you don't have Sprint, you have Retribution. So once you go in, you just soak in damage, and there you go. It's clear on the numbers, but congratulations, 3 Blacklist members, 3 different Blacklist members got the title here. Oheb, Haji, and as well as Wise. But take a look at the numbers. Damage taken, of course, still Burn X Flash, but damage turret, of course, neutral objective, it's just significant.
Yeah, with this kind of stats on the board for Blacklist, it's hard to read who exactly the MVP is, right? I might be giving Oheb here a little bit of a hard time, maybe nitpicking, but with this kind of game, 7-5-4, it's a perfect game almost, you could say. This is actually a relatively low GPM. Right?
15 total kills, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Here we go.
MVP, let's see. Who is it gonna be? It's gonna be Oheb.
There you go.
On that Claude.
I'll say what I can about my little brother, but no, he's still the MVP.
703, 66.7% on that KP. Sprint is the name of the game. Like we mentioned earlier, he still built defense items, even though they are so much ahead. So far ahead, Athena and as well as Wind of Nature is the way to go. And of course, that Corrosion Dispatch is a must-build item on a marksman especially.
Oheb was basically free hitting towards the end. I mean, nobody from the side of Burn X Flash could touch him, and therefore he was able to deal out the damage that he was meant to build, right? I mean, with the items, we have the slow coming in from the Corrosion, the additional attack speed from the Golden Staff, and even if he goes in, even if you want to try and kill him in that spur of the moment, he still has that Window of Nature and the Athena Shield. So even if they wanted to rely on the damage from Seacat, from Xavier, it wouldn't go through.
If there is something I want to talk about wherein I have theories as to why it's just 754 GPM, is because we'll see in the highlights what kind of rotations Oheb was doing. Because usually the 800, 900 gold laners are the ones who just stay to their lane. But here you'll see that Oheb was dealing with quite a bit because Burn X Flash understood that with this kind of lineup, and I think that's why Seacat was also very upfront, even in the early game, right?
He was so active, he was also so proactive. Remember, he can be assisted by that Angela, and that is why he's so confident in rotation. But take a look at this. Fury gets hammered even from the early game. They understand they need to target that gold lane, and Blacklist International, once they got the bot turret, what they do? They're just having fun. They go to the top side, they go to the mid side, and Burn X Flash, they got read by Blacklist like it.
I get it now. I think here's the one key thing we didn't notice. Kill 1 was rocking an Avarice. He was farming heroes, not minions, not lanes. So I guess that's what led into this clean but relatively slow-paced game that Blacklist employed. Because again, with the clean game of 1 to 15 in 15 minutes, they definitely could have gone much faster. But I think they just said, you know, we'll take it our pace. Burn X Flash is already out of their element. We'll take it this way and we'll execute.
I didn't think they had a really good start as well. I don't know what happened to Seacat with the flicker. What was he?
And he was so forward. Again, that's what I was talking about. He was just always...
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a good approach from side Burn X Flash, but again, something to learn. Against the defending champions, not an easy task, but Blacklist International showed composure, so respect as well in this game. So I personally can't wait to match Blacklist and as well as Falcon.
Yeah, no, both because it's an awesome matchup upcoming and it's just because you're Gani. All right? Speaking of the next match, Coming up next, it's going to be a clash between the Vietnamese MDH Sports and the M Series All-Timer in Todak. That's coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys stay with us because we are going to go on a quick break. Last few words, Eterna, about that last match, because I think there's a lot more that we can take in, because this is the return of the Avarice Claude, if I'm not mistaken. We haven't seen it in quite a while.
Sorry, I was trying to translate something in Filipino.
You were okay, all right.
I was trying to say Lang Malakas Blacklist. Does that make
Blacklist
sense?
Lang Malakas.
Blacklist Lang Malakas.
All right. Understood. We'll talk about the Claude Avarice backstage. Bagani?
I love it. I love it. A good results. But again, let's see.
Can't wait.
Can't wait for the next match.
I love it. That's what I was waiting for. Folks, stay with us. You're watching the M4 World Championships. Don't go anywhere.
You live only once. For once, leave the comfort zone and raise yourself up. Enjoy the fun together. Pamper your soul. Explore the natural wilderness. Satisfy your appetite. Raise up your life through a wonderful journey.
my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know don't never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now, You can't ever break us down, We shoot for the stars, promise I'll be what they not. And I'll never ever stop, won't never stop,
Touch your sky, you're a man of silver and gold. Touch your sky, you're the greatest ocean now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. Little love is right.
remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me, telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they said I couldn't. Caught my footing and I kept the controls. I stand for something. I ain't running now. I'm the greatest now. I just wanna make it better. Don't let me down. Don't let it up. I've been on the road, accomplished all of my goals, and I ain't gonna let you down.
Don't you stop, you're a man of seven good. Don't you stop, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it out, always will be strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. And again, pick your aim, you know that this is
Coming for the game, cause we ready for the victory.
It's my time, I'm a ball. I'ma get this money right. I'm gonna live my best life. They been talking, tell me on me, but you know they'll never win. I'm controlling all my victories, and something has gotta give. Cause this is just what I made it now. I made it now. You can't ever break us down, break us down. We just what stars, promise I'll be what they not, and I'll never ever stop. Won't never stop.
Don't you stop, you're a man of seven good. Don't you stop, you're the greatest future now. You and I, we can make it out of the cold. Hang tight, we gonna reach for the greatness. We will always rise, we will never fall. We fight it out, always will be strong. Even though we know our backs against the wall. Can you take your aim? You know that this is.
I've been down, been waiting so long. I'm here for the crown, I'm here to show off. Greatness time, just waiting to show y'all. This is your time to remember.
So many times I lie in the basement waiting for greatness. No, I won't listen to anyone hating on me, telling me I wouldn't make it. Cause I did everything that they
coup, guys. So let's see here. Ban for the first phase has been set, and Valentina will be picked up from the side of todak now. It's still a very flexible hero here, Eterno.
Very flexible, and this is the identity that todak uses over and over throughout their own region, throughout the M series. They're so good and so difficult to draft against because of that flexibility. Now, MDH Esports, they are going to be responding with a Fredrin and a Yi pick. Now, this might be hard, right? Because when you see a Valentina on the opposing end, you don't want to be picking up heroes with really make it or break it ultimates, like the real world manipulation and even the ultimate from Fredrin.
I mean, even though we've seen it times and times again that the Yi Valentina matchup, but I do see your point. Real world manipulation, a huge ultimate to be stolen away. But then again, Yves is 87.5% here in M4. So that is a very high win rate here, Leo.
So good. Oh man, and I think what happens here, the whole interaction as to why it's that way is because when you pick up Eve, the whole range game changes. Like, she just dictates what the box is like, how you can engage with her, where you can engage with her. So that being said, the answer for todak is the Hayabusa and the better 2 assassins.
Exactly. Not one assassin is not enough.
Not
right?
Satu.
Not Satu, but 2. But Dua. Benedetta and Hayabusa. A very good pickup here. A very clear target that Yves Eterna needs to be very careful on his positioning. Now, they are taking their time before the second phase. Any thoughts?
I would have thought that they would have picked up someone like the Franco, honestly, from todak. I mean, I think that's one of the heroes that can try and have a say in what the Yves can do in the Land of Dawn. But right now, we're going to see the Diggy pickup from MDH Esports.
This is rather unorthodox because...
First time?
I think so, because usually Diggy's banned. Yeah, but here's the thing. The reason why I think the Diggy is odd is because you're already giving so much for those assassins to pick off, right? Like, there's no CC. Almost 0 between Benedetta and Hayabusa. Sure, you have the slows on the Electro Final Blow, and then you have that eye for an eye if she does catch you with it. But that aside, they can just clean house.
Exactly. So a very interesting approach already. But I do understand the second phase. A lot of marksmen will be banned out, and we already saw the Popol and Bruno ban. Now I expect they commit to another marksman ban, realizing that MDH Esports, they are going to pick up the first hero, and perhaps just eliminating all possible marksmen is the way to go.
This is interesting, right? Because this is kind of a double-edged sword. If both of these teams are going to be banning for the gold, then both of them are going to have a hard time. We saw last time that Hehe brought in the Claude. Perhaps that is what they're trying to angle for. But with that in mind, todak could actually just ban that out. But here we go. A drop is going to be the choice for them.
They are already setting up for a Claude pick here. Remember that Grok can cancel out that Blazing Duet with the Wild Charge. And that is perhaps, again, MDH, what they are trying to do. The Malaysians, todak, they do not ban out that 1-1. They instead ban out that Leslie. So Claude should be picked up here.
Yeah, no, that means Coach Amooks and company are like, yeah, we dare you. Pick the Claude right here. We know what you're up to. Best believe, I think they might need one more bit of peel. I think the Fredrin alone is not enough. So because of that Claude pick, if it is going to happen here, maybe even keep it for the last pick. They need something like a utility jungler.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say. They can pick up a tank jungler, but no.
All right, they read into it. Coach TNTK, not here.
No. We're going to pick up a first physical. That's clear.
We know you know. We know you know.
We know you know. Now, todak, they are taking their time here for the last 2 picks. Honestly, they need a sustainable roam here against Diggy. Perhaps they might go for sustainability. They might go and bank. We might see another Angela game.
Angela.
On Noomski?
I don't know. Do you think that makes their composition a little too squishy?
It's not out of the ballpark for the likes of todak. Like, I think they can do it.
Tamus and Angela, perhaps.
Okay, we'll see here just a few seconds. The Beatrix, interesting pick here for todak. They are going to bank on her for that gold lane.
Okay.
And the Franco. This is what I was talking about, right? And perhaps because of this Franco pick that MDH kind of read on, that's why maybe they brought the Diggy.
Yeah, no, I think there is a different school of thought wherein instead of the Franco having a good matchup against the Eve, you would rather not Because again, the whole suppression part of it is one thing, but those hooks don't touch Eve when she's in the real world manipulation.
Exactly. So very interesting approach. Ballsy move from that Franco pick, but it seems like MDH Esports, they are convinced with the two fighters, Terizla and Fredrin, they are going to take this game. Fredrin will definitely fill the jungler position, and I don't know, Diggy, I like it, but has it enough damage from their side?
That's the question here. That's
Between
the question.
the Clint and the Eve, do you think that's enough? The Terizla has a potential to deal a lot of damage.
Perhaps that Diggy will bring on Impure H as well.
Oh,
Can
we have
bring
seen
the Divine Glaive.
We have seen lethal Diggies.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
4 or 5 auto alarm bombs could do the job. But here we go. Loading into the Land of Dawn. Once more, it's Todak versus MDH. And both sides are bringing in their own flavor, their own spice. I haven't been to Vietnam, so I don't know what kind of spice they're packing in their cuisine. But in their drafts, boy oh boy, Coach TNTK, I love it. He swerved us with the Clint. Here we go. Game 1 in a best of 1. Todak versus MDH. Let's mind these rotations. Where are they starting?
Jungler. Oh, it seems like Todak, they are going to start the orange. Meanwhile, from the side of MDH, they are going to start from the purple. So same last match.
And I really want to check out anything. Is there anything in peculiar in terms of those spells and those items here? Okay, so Formaze brought in. Oh, but very early hook here.
In trouble, already committing that flicker, and Nart to the rescue. We're okay. You were saying?
Like, yeah, it's very clear that MDH, all they want to do with this Diggy is babysit the goal lane. But Formaze, he's a little trouble.
Oh, yo, this is what Formaze does. If I'm not mistaken, maybe a couple years ago, LaFell and Gideon were telling me that this is the signature Formaze gameplay, and he just goes into the back line.
Again, we are going to witness still a very clear 2v2 bot side. Remember that Clint has no flicker, so perhaps Rival here, who is clearing jungle bot side, might take advantage of that. We'll see. Early rotation, but top side, something is brewing up, but Vendetta can smell it.
Oh, close call. Close to 1 HP almost.
Yeah, he nearly got taken down there. There's a lot of emphasis, as you can see here, coming in. But wait a minute. Okay, Todak, they're playing very aggressive here in the early game. They're trying to put as much pressure as they can. Understanding they do have the assassin, they do have Hayabusa as their jungler, and that's the kind of edge that they want to work on.
Yeah. Please do note as well, Gnart will have that ever, so no Impure H Diggy. Again, the damage from Yves and Clint, is it enough? Let's see.
Potentially a huge clash here.
My God.
The King just leans into it. No penalty zone just yet. First blood drawn by Formaze in his debut game at M4.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Todak now going to be leading in terms of that gold as well because they were able to get that neutral objective. Now, how are MDH going to try play about this, right? Because in terms of that early game, MDH has way more of ability to kind of work with. They need to be a little bit more safe when it comes down to that rotation, and they are trying to play for that, so they do still have the ability to come back in the game because it has only been 3 minutes.
Oh my God, a flicker.
Oh no, they chunked down on that cowboy. Another kill down bottom. I think that was a key kill. I think they really need to take care of Hehehe, and it's curious as to, I guess why. Nart couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, he was a little bit too far back here, but oh my God, another war is brewing up.
Oh, down bottom. Oh, real world manipulation committed here by Need My Help and pushes back. Todak.
Picking their fights, picking their battles, a disciplined play from the Malaysians here. And again, MDH. Clint, main source of damage dealer, 0-1-0, level 4. Not a good start. Todak, they are trying to expand in the map control and taking a look at the emblems. Nothing too significant, I guess, but take a look at Franco. He still wants more health regeneration, and of course, with that magic shot from Valentina, adds more cooldown. Again, the tempo has gone down. Why? Todak, they are very careful here in the early stages. They have the control, so not taking any gambles just yet.
Oh, but here, Chico, guys, actually might get taken down in a 3v1.
Oh, wow.
He's still going to be able to get away, though. And on your point, it should have been that Clint had the upper hand in that lane, but because todak have played so much to that bottom side, so much potential, but in the middle!
Oh, need my help? He's the one who was calling for that. No one was helping him because that's a high and dry on rival, so that was dealing more damage than it should have.
He burned Flicker as well, so a lot of spell resource and ult was used for a defense, and still he gets taken down. Not a good rotation there from Need My Help. And perfect timing. Todak has to secure this turtle, no doubt.
Ooh, they have to be careful here. And it does seem like King is trying to open up vision, but at this point, they won't be able to go for the objective.